And now for a taste of things to come. And now for a taste of things to come. For a taste of things to come.
And with that being said, as we sacrifice brain cells time for your virtual eyes, we are here to bring you more TNA wrestling coverage tonight as we will see who is willing to go further, who is willing to risk more, who is willing to prolong the consequences of their actions in the name of grandeur and glory, whether championship or revenge ambitions. For everyone here will bring forward a sacrifice, and we will see who brings the greatest sacrifice to success. With that being said, welcome to TNA Wrestling, welcome to Slater Studios, and welcome to our simple pre-show discussion. Hello, everybody, and welcome back here once again to the Simply Reliable Studios, and thank you all for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, comment, and tell a friend. If you want to dictate the conversation, super chat or PayPal of passions, as simple as that. There's currently an SRS pledge drive going on right now, so if you, of course, can donate, please donate directly to the PayPal link that will be, of course, scrolling across the ticker in and out, and that we'll be talking further about it. There you see it right there. Follow the link right there. Support the Regular Wrestling, JJ Williams, Kazarian Studios. And apparently we're still trying to do this. So if you actually want this to happen, I guess he's giving you all one more night to try and make it so. If you're willing to sacrifice a freaking Ulysses S. Grant, there you go. Without further ado, I am never alone, so please welcome not Matthew Waywell, but indeed the Renegade of Wrestling, CEO of Cassidy Studios, and the hardest working man that I have come to know in and out of this virtual family, the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams. JJ, how are you this fine Friday evening, my friend?
I'm doing all right. Not gonna lie, I slept in pretty late, and then I took a nap. So, I definitely uncharacteristic for me, but I'm here, I'm coherent, I'm feeling good, and I'm ready for some TNA knockouts action.
Which we should be getting here shortly after that unique sit-down discussion with the Order 4 and the system. Could there be a possibly collusion in progress tonight, knowing that we have all these various members in action? But that being said, Diamante, to your point, let's head down to the Impact Zone as we get ready for Tessa Blanchard versus Jody Fred, our last match here on the countdown. And again, folks, you want to follow along with us live on TNA Sacrifice. It goes live top of the hour, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. exclusively for TNA Plus subscribers for $9.99, or you can use a special promo code on their website if you're a first-time subscriber to get it actually for free. And now we go forward to the former TNA Knockouts and TNA World Champion Tessa Blanchard, accompanied by Alicia Crawford and, of course, the newly signed Mia Moore, as we truly have seen a genesis and a new beginning for many of the faces you are going to see tonight for the Knockouts division, except maybe these two that probably have the most experience. And you've been very prolific about Tessa Blanchard's return to TNA and where she has been on these cards as of late.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's no secret the conspiracies, the negativity for Tessa Blanchard.
Of course.
But I'm a firm believer in second chances for people.
I respect that.
And if warranted, even a third chances. I believe in the 3 strikes you're out philosophy.
Fair enough.
Tessa seems to have repented her sins, apologized to the people she's wronged in the past. We need to forgive but never forget.
Amen.
And let her try to move forward with her life and her career here. And ever since she returned to TNA, she's been essentially a glorified jobber. She's been putting over some of these other women, almost like she's been paying for her sins in front of the camera, even though she's already paid for them behind the camera, to the point where the former TNA World Champion is in the countdown main event.
Referee, of course,
let that sink in here. This woman has held the most prestigious championship in TNA Impact Wrestling history.
Damn it.
And she's on the countdown show.
Well, that being said, maybe this could launch her to higher ambitions towards maybe the TNA Knockouts World Championship to be contested in a triple threat. Jody Fred immediately on the attack. And Jody Fred, the Wild Child, has been fired up ever since their confrontation in the Knockouts Battle Royal at No Surrender, where Jody Fred eliminated Tessa Blanchard to earn her shot. And Tessa, of course, talked about this was a one-on-one match. You never would beat me. And this is their first one-on-one encounter. We, of course, saw Jody Fred. Previously challenged her on our Grace. There's the cover. The leg hook gets a 2 count. Unfortunately, a losing effort as she fell to the Cobra, and Tessa Blanchard has been instigating her on how weak she is and that she is not the knockout the TNA knockout division needs and will never be Tessa Blanchard. Pointed knee at the top of the head and a freaking chop block by Tessa Blanchard. And to your point, Tessa Blanchard, who came in the TNA last year at Genesis, who beat the juggernaut Jordan Grace, cover up the far leg on 1 count, and has already had big losses on these grander stages, including against Eddie Hartwell last year, who's going to become the knockout this year. Oh, jeez, and playing the foot in the middle of the ring.
And you got to figure whoever wins this match is going to be positioned for a title opportunity in the not-so-distant future. Again, Tessa, former Knockouts champion, former TNA World Champion. Jody Threat still looking to make some moves here, but if we get our way in the Knockouts title match and her old Spitfire crony becomes champion, you got to figure a Jody Threat victory will put her in line to take on her former teammate of Dani Luna.
Oh, man, a vicious stomp to that already worked over left leg. As you see, Tessa Blanchard obviously has picked a very vulnerable target. And also, speaking of both these women, they've kind of been mentors in their own way, as you see. Mia Moore, who just signed to TNA this year, and, of course, newly signed knockouts in Jody Fred's corner. Myla Grace and Harley Hudson came in as a tag team as I talk about the fresh crop of talent here in TNA wrestling. As TNA now is trying to create, of course, the future, as TNA has always been that I would say, beacon of hope and resurgence for anyone in the wrestling business. And we'll see what happens later tonight when, of course, Sade takes on Elayna Black one-on-one, those qualification. And we have Trey Miguel teaming up with the Spark Jada Stone taking on Tashs, Steelz, and Mustafa Ali in mixed tag team action. And as you pointed out, the TNA Knockouts World Championship will be on the line as Honor Grace defends against not only Dani Luna, but Lei Ling Lee. The original one-on-one match that was supposed to happen but didn't due to visa issues. Apparently, get to the midsection, Jody Fresh trying him out a comeback here and a side kick to the head.
Okay, I know this is going to be a little controversial and it might get you riled. That's not my intention. So please just let me get it out and work with me here.
No, you're fine. Oh,
Am I the only one that gets a Fatal Influence vibe from Tessa's little stable here? Tessa being the JC Jane of the group, the champion, the figurehead, the person out front. Alicia Crawford being the Fallon Henley role, kind of the more established veteran of the team, playing second fiddle to the leader. And Mila Moore kind of has the Jasmine Nix vibe to her. I know Jasmine has now left WWE and been replaced, but still, like, her whole look and aura gives me a Jasmine Nix vibe.
I could probably see that. Vicious Cobra on the corner, covered now by Tessa Blanchard, and Jody Frank gets the shoulder up it too. And the one thing I will say that's different between NXT Women's Champion, of course, Jessie Jane, who will either defend that title at NXT Stand Deliver against Lola Vice or Kendall Gray, two people she's already beaten, by the way, in singles action while defending the championship. Tessa Blanchard has a very short fuse, and that temper, I think, has gotten in the way of her success, where I almost feel like she needs this group for insurance. I'm not saying that she's needed for every one of her matches, but I do think if they were more involved in her matches, then maybe Tessa would have more success. I almost wonder if Tessa Blanchard is trying to find her own confidence back here and is trying to use Jody Fred as an expense towards that. Because Jody Fred has never been, as you said, to the top. Tessa was there. Jody Fred hobbling on one leg right now, trying to find a way to fight back in this, as I talked about, a bit of a mentorship vibe on both sides here in opposite corners. As we are 7 minutes and 48 seconds away from TNA Sacrifice going live across the airways as this arena continues to fill. Now looking for a suplex, stalling vertical position by Jody Fred. Can she hold her up on that bad left leg, though? Maintaining position, and down goes Tessa Blanchard hard. But again, the impact on Jody Fred's own leg, unable to capitalize.
Yeah, it's definitely a mistake there, not being able to capitalize off of a maneuver of that magnitude. Someone not in this company who you got to figure is having eyes on this match right now is the CEO herself, Mercedes Moné, who will be defending her championship in Winnipeg against Jody Threat this coming Tuesday. Could she possibly look to target that leg that Tessa's working over?
That's a very good point. Running sit-out Liger Bomb. High stack too, and Mila Moore gets Tessa Blanchard's finger on the bottom rope. So the match is going to continue, but clearly things are starting to heat up on the outside between the outside parties. And Alice Lane right now may want to eject these outside parties. Wait a minute. Behind the referee's back, Mila Moore with a shoe in the ring. Jody Fred turn around. Oh, man, crowd with a heel. Honestly, who uses a heel and Tessa Blanchard trying to take advantage? There's the underhook. Buzzsaw DDT. Hover. Hook above legs. Tessa Blanchard with the win.
Good. No disrespect to Jody, but it's about time Tessa gets some W's on big shows.
But like I said, JJ, insurance policy. Is insurance the way to confidence at this point for Tessa Blanchard? Because we saw how valuable Mila Moore was, who is the most green and might I add newest signing to the TNA Knockouts division. And she just helped Tessa Blanchard towards her. Oh, come on now. Now, this is unnecessary. Even you can't condone this, JJ. You got the win. You're proving your point being a former TNA Knockouts tag team champion. And this is part of the problem with Tessa Blanchard. All the tools, all the talent possible to be the face of TNA once again. But actions like this, deplorable, unnecessary. Now choking her out with a damn cable. Get some referees and some security out here before she legitimately hurts her.
Well, here's security right now, restraining Tessa, pulling her off, trying to back off Crawford and Moore.
And now security, like you said, finally trying to remove that cable from around Jody Fred's throat and compromised leg. Who knows what Tessa did during that pull, hyperextending those muscles.
Well, you know, you talk about how Mila Moore is green. How green must Harley Hudson and, forgive me, the other young lady be?
Myla Grace.
Thank you, Myla Grace. It only took Alicia Crawford to hold both of them off while Mila Moore did the dirty work.
Yeah.
You know, 2-on-1, one should have been able to get around Alicia Crawford, realistically speaking, and get in there to kind of run some interference and help.
Well, either way, that's not a threat. That's definitely a negative influence. But Tessa Blanchard does win. And we'll see if Steve Maclin's negative influence on the psyche on the TNA World Champion leads him back to the TNA World Championship. What started with Mike Santana coming back home on his own might end tonight against the very man that was the catalyst to Mike Santana's quest on his path of purpose to becoming the standard and the TNA World Champion. And again, thank you to everybody that is tuning in. Again, please subscribe, comment, tell a friend we want to dictate the conversation. PayPal to the pledge or super chat, as simple as that. Shout out to Nathan Banks and Wheels. Appreciate you all as always as you continue to make the passion persist and pursue. But again, though, as we talk about, there's still so much ahead tonight as we literally have less than 3 minutes before we head into the show. We know that Leon Slater will be defending the X Division Championship against Eric Young, but he is also not coming in here at 100% and has already suffered Eric Young's pile driver to the point Leon Slater was questioning, can he still do this? Now the youngest in charge is trying to overcome the world-class maniac. Can he do it tonight? We'll see soon enough at Sacrifice. In tag team action, Elijah and the hometown man from your hometown takes on Frankie Kazarian and AJ Francis after the showcases of disrespect. And the hometown men already getting a singles win over the former TNA World Champion. So which team is going to garner momentum ahead of tonight at Sacrifice and maybe lead themselves to golden ambitions? Stay tuned. We know also, as I talked about earlier, Mustafa Ali and Tashs Steelz the Order 4 will collide with Trey Miguel and Jada Stone after Tasha and Jada have been at each other's throats since that Knockouts Battle Royal, and Trey Miguel, BDE, and Rich Swann have now been targets of the Order 4's punishment. And Mustafa Ali once again looks to prove to you, in Ali, we trust. As Moose looks to dismantle the system once and for all, he takes on the head of the system, Eddie Edwards, who still has the chance to call his shot. Speaking of people who has a chance to still call their shot, there is Nick Nemeth with still the Call Your Shot Gauntlet trophy in hand. It looks like he has something to say here real quick. And of course, again, we know when you can call your shot, you can take advantage when your opponent, aka the champion of your choice, is the most vulnerable. And as we talked about prolifically on Sleepy Ditting last night, JJ, there is Nick Nemeth and Eddie Edwards and Leon Slater all waiting in the wings some point for the TNA World title.
And will either or both of them use their opportunities here tonight?
Exactly.
Jesus, what is this merchandising on the announce table? We thought WWE was bad.
About to say, it looks
Knock
like
off bottles of Prime and shit. Although I will give mad props for that Pac-Man suit jacket.
I love that.
That is classic, and I want that coat.
I want that. Matthew Waymont is so freaking brilliant. He had a lapel pin of WASD, and he has a Pac-Man coat tonight. That guy is freaking brilliant. All hail the drama king. And speaking of drama is going to ensue with the former Cora Jade going one-on-one with Mara Sade, who followed the bunny last night to who knows where.
Did.
And we'll see if that leads to a different place tonight. Unaware. But tonight is no disqualification in their second ever singles encounter. And of course,
I'm still wondering, is this TNA or is this my NXT? Cora Jade and Shakara Jackson. Like, what the hell?
You tell me, brother. I have no answers for you. And I got no answers to this. Dig what I'm saying as Mr. Reliable Walter Cruz arrives right on time as Jeff Hardy and Vincent with Matt Hardy taken out. They will be taking on the System tonight. The System, who are number one contenders to the TNA World Tag Team Championships, but not this combination, though. But they are taking on Brian Myers and Cedric Alexander. And as I talked about earlier, the TNA Knockouts World Championship is on the line in triple threat action. Arianna Grace does not be involved in the decision, as Dani looks to finally win this cornerstone, and Layling Lee looks to right a wrong that has been executed against her and TNA Wrestling. Buffer, fall person, champion, or just literally transitional peg. We'll find out tonight at Sacrifice. And it all culminates in our main event as Steve Maclin looks to hold the TNA World Championship for the second time at the expense of the man he calls the most selfish in the business, Mike Santana, who called Steve Maclin the most selfless in the business. And after the bad blood has spilled over with no contact clause, all hell is going to break loose in this fight at Sacrifice. As we get ready now for Sacrifice to go live across the airways, if you're on TNA Plus, let's go ahead and get into this thing right now.
And gentlemen, now that Walter is here, I will be in the green room. I'll just be producer guy. That way you guys can focus on the action, and I'll come up in between matches. You have a great call.
Thank you so much, JJ. And that being said, Walter, good to have you on the call. How you feeling tonight, my friend? TNA Sacrifice. We're back here at TNA once again. It's going to be a weird one.
I pulled a U. I didn't even see a street. I thought you were bowling. I don't know. I got all confused.
Yeah, it's all good. Not even going to bot you on that. And right now they're playing the cold open here. And of course, again, folks, thank you to everybody that participated in the TNA Extended Predicting League, all 21 of you, including me and Walter and JJ. Good luck to everybody tonight, and I hope you enjoy our coverage as we strictly focus on TNA Sacrifice. So please avoid spoilers for MLP ROH that will be covered on demand at a later time, and avoid spoilers for SmackDown, or you will be banned by the producer, man. This will be your only warning. Thank you. And please like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend as we focus here, giving the love to TNA Wrestling, the letters that truly have been a standard of an alternative that has brought total nonstop actions and a precipice to women's wrestling with their Knockouts division. I have really, really, really bad suspicions about some of these matches tonight with the overall uncontrollable vibe I'm feeling right now, top to bottom in TNA Wrestling, including the authority figures tonight. But nonetheless,
yeah,
tonight,
I'm not so worried about Nick.
Yeah, you're not so worried about Nick?
I'm not worried about Nick cashing in or anything because Rebellion's coming from his hometown. I think that's when people are going to have to worry about him calling his shot.
But think about if he calls his shot tonight and goes into his hometown as the TNA World Champion. Would it be bigger to go into it versus create a moment around it? Nonetheless, this is TNA Sacrifice, folks. Welcome to the Big Easy, and it's going to be nothing but hardcore throughout the night. And speaking of hardcore, this is not a test. We are starting things off with what I expected, the world-class main, as we kick things off with the cornerstone of TNA Wrestling, the X Division, a division that truly is defined about no weight classes and no limits. Welcome everybody officially to Sacrifice, and hello once again, Noah Foster, Walter Cruz. We are Sippy Live, and we are here representing Zippy Live Studios, bringing you coverage tonight exclusively for TNA Sacrifice. And again, you can follow along with us live by becoming a subscriber today or using the promo code if you're a first-time subscriber to watch this for free, exclusively for the TNA Plus service. And if you want to dictate the conversation, Super Chat or PayPal the Passions. It's as simple as that. And again, Walter, we know the champion is not coming out at 100% after 3 weeks ago, suffering that most devastating pile driver in the business as Leon Slater was dropped on his head and neck, and Eric Young seized the X Division Championship. For those that are wondering also why Eric Young's getting this opportunity, he earned this opportunity in Feast or Fire and is cashing in his shots. And thank you to the Cleanse.
Yep, that power driver devastates you.
As we get set for the X Division Championship match with the youngest in charge, the youngest X Division champion in TNA Wrestling history. This title going all the way back to the now retired, phenomenal Mr. TNA, of course, himself, AJ Styles. And here's the X Factors for you, folks. Slater suffered a devastating power drive as we talked out, but this is also Eric Young's title shot, courtesy of Feast or Fire. And here's the other kicker. Leon Slater has not been pinned one-on-one in TNA for the last 10 months. And, of course, his wins include the likes of Rich Swann, Myron Reed, and Nick Nemeth, all during his current run as the TNA X Division Champion since, oh, jeez. And Eric Young immediately on the attack, beating Moose last year at Slammiversary. And clearly Eric Young does not want Leon Slater to have a moment to soak in here tonight at Sacrifice. What would you expect anything less from the world-class maniac, folks? A guy that has lived or died 6 or 7 times over, but has literally been Grand Slam TNA, original member of Team Canada, once, of course, the leader of the Super Elite, the creator of Vanaba Design. Wait a minute. That's not Leon Slater. Where? Who the hell is that? And where in the... Oh, man! Has been the champion flying over the rainbow to wiping out Eric Young. Getting one over Eric Young. Well, that's a hell of a way to make your first impact tonight. And again, folks, the match has not yet been officially started yet. The bell has not rung. Of course, Eric Young, freaking mental warfare has been his greatest strength since being part of TNA's resurgence. Now, trying to drive Leon Slater into the apron, Leon Slater countering Eric Young. Eric Young, of course, beat BDE back at No Surrender with also that pile driver. Average whip up and around. It's like a fake kick. Turns Eric Young around. And again, the referee trying to regain some control here and bring both these men in the ring to officially start this match. And shout out to the TNA correspondents, Mackenzie Mitchell, Tom Hennigan, Matthew Raywald, and of course, Mean J. Miller. The freaking opening match, and already we got Bedlam. Go figure. Leon Slater sliding in the ring, and the bell rings. Referee Dale Spencer. We are officially underway here. Of course, titles going to hands. We have pinfall submission inside the ring, and you can be part of the conversation using hashtag TNA Sacrifice. Sacrifice is going to be the word of the night in more ways than one. And Eric Young rolling away towards center, actually, now. And Leon Slater seeing Eric Young in the drop zone, but is he being lured for a trap? Leaving the Swanton bomb and connects. Counter hook, the far leg to return kick at it too by Eric Young. Shout out to one of Leon Slater's mentors here, of course, in TNA Wrestling, as he, of course, heavily idolizes the Hardys. Pinpoint precision there with the upper shoulder blades contacting Eric Young's body. And right now, Leon Slater mounting Eric Young in the corner and teeing off against the former TNA World Champion, TNA Tag Team Champion, both men and women, unfortunately, folks. I gotta just say what it is. Former NXT Tag Team Champion, of course, former TNA Television Champion, if y'all remember that title. Up and over with the monkey flip goes Eric Young, and Global Champion. And the cover hook of the far leg of the side press gets a 2 count for Leon Slater. And of course, we talk about the X Division, the most prolific figures in X Division history, including but not limited to Frank Kazarian, Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels, Phenomenal AJ Styles, Josh Alexander, Spiel My Billy Moose, Chris Sabin, cover by Leon Slater, gets a 2 count, as Leon Slater follows that prestige and legacy of the cornerstone of TNA Wrestling. For those that don't know, Leon Slater, by the way, has been the X Division champion now for 251 days, and this marks his 10th defense tonight of the TNA X Division Championship. He's also defended the title outside TNA in both Wrestling Revolver and NXT. Oh, nice springboard back elbow strike. Sits in the cover, hook on the far leg, and gets a 2 count. And of course, Eric Young, no stranger to this championship. As I said, Grand Slam champion. He has held this title 2 previous times. Darren G, good to see you as well. And yeah, he's a maniac, and we all are heavily aware of that. And I do wonder if this is part of its cleanse. Talking about the cleanse is coming, that QR code that no longer exists. And shout out to, of course, Us vs. Them that has given Eric Young his new theme called the cleanse. And as part of its cleansing, not a purging, seizing the TNA X Division Championship. Oh, man. Collision by Leon Slater sends Eric Young down to the floor. And Slater right now has been pretty much in the driver's seat from the get-go. But this is far from over, in my opinion. We all know how dangerous Eric Young can be when you give him a moment. And the Irish whip on Leon Slater. Eric Young reverses on Leon Slater. Oh, man! Goes shoulder first into the steel ring steps. And just like that, Eric Young has found an opportunity to take back the advantage. And Eric Young right now, oh dear God, not here. Eric Young hooking up Leon Slater, possibly for that devastating pile driver on the steel ring steps. Leon Slater fighting for his life, slits up underneath, nice up kick. And Slater drops Eric Young. Right at the jawline, good grief. Chris Sabin, who of course held this X Division Championship for 11 times. And of course, Kazarian tied the highest record for the second most at 6. Or excuse me, 10. Chris Sabin had 10. And right now, Eric Young trying to get the better of Leon Slater. Leon Slater hooking up Eric Young. I talked about the phenomenal one. Steps over one leg, but Eric Young, biting the leg of Leon Slater, preventing the Styles Clash.
Yo, I don't think I've ever seen anyone use that to get out of the Styles Clash.
And speaking of which, the Styles Clash connects. Are you freaking kidding me? The original taking advantage from the original himself, and the counter shoots the half and gets a 2 count. If that was the end of this matchup, can you imagine? Again, perfect Styles Clash you see here on the replay, Walter, but thankfully only gets 2.5.
Yeah.
Right now, Slater
I'm still laughing about the Styles Clash reversal. I would have never thought to bite somebody's calf to come out of it.
Yeah, right?
Whatever works.
Desperation. Desperate men do desperate things. And we know that Eric Young is desperate beyond all belief. And guillotine, but he only could hold that for 5 counts. He's perched up on the top rope in the corner, and Leon Slater right now in a vulnerable position on the apron.
Gives new meaning to the phrase calf crusher.
Accurate.
What?
Actually, I can't.
He put himself out. I think he was trying to say calf crusher, but he took himself out. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, and he's right. And right now, getting back to action here. Damn it, JJ. And again,
I'm disappointed that Walter missed the opportunity at that pun.
No, well,
I know, I wasn't even thinking about that.
Yeah, right now, your side mind here. Cazador. Oh, man! Freaking neckbreaker from the top rope of the Cazador. The cover by Eric Young and hits a 2 count. Devastating move.
You got to think about it, too. That softens his neck up for the power driver.
And we know that Leon Slater is still feeling the effects from that 2 weeks ago. Take a look at the replay here, Walter. He literally turned that attempted Cazador lift, wheelbarrow lift, what the hell you want to call it, into a neckbreaker on the way down.
Yeah, he was like a wheelbarrow. I don't even know what the hell you would call it.
Call it whatever you want. I call it effective.
And that was slick. See, he's focusing on the neck. Soften it up for the power driver.
Yeah, literally trying to rip the head off of Leon Slater with the neck crank and now driving his knuckles into the forehead. Irish whip on the world-class maniac. Hard Irish whip to Leon Slater in the opposite turnbuckles. Cover now, Eric Young sees the title, and Leon Slater gets the right show up at 2. And about to say, Walter, at this point, what does Leon Slater need to do? He was in the driver's seat. He had all the adrenaline in the world, and Eric Young is taking full control. And what does Leon Slater need to do to overcome Eric Young tonight? Oh, God. Leg drop on the outside. And, of course, folks, Tyler Collector's hands get pinfall submission inside the ring.
The one good thing, he's only 21 years old.
Yeah, that's fair. Eric Young in his 40s.
The only good thing is he's 21 years old. If that was your eyes, neck, that would be... Our neck would be over with if it was us at our age.
I mean, Eric Young's had his fair share. Yeah, about to say, Eric Young's had his fair share of injuries, too, on his neck, lest we forget, and the rest of his body, for that matter. He's a freaking walking cadaver. Leon Slater still fighting back, though, trying to mount something, taken down by Eric Young with a vicious forearm. Here's the cover by Eric Young, shoulders down for a 2 count. Good grief.
Eric Young can still go. He's picking up the pace and like staying on pace with Leon. It's kind of surprising. It's such a veteran of 20 years plus.
Well, it goes back to that longevity that Eric Young has here, especially in TNA wrestling. And another vicious neckbreaker to the champion. Cover now, hook on the far leg, and another 2 count on Leon Slater. And if nothing else, to your point, Eric Young is wearing down Leon Slater. But we also know that Eric Young, if he gets an official, that will lead to a disqualification. And the champion will retain on a DQ. Yep. And now going back out to the eyes and tearing the vision.
It'll lead to some fines if you touch a referee.
He doesn't give a damn. He's already freaking put his hands on officials and anyone else that stands in front of him. Whatever it takes and then some. That's Eric Young's MO. And of course, we're also under the pressure of this new era that still very much is in its genesis. Let's not forget, TNA moved to AMC back in January, and everyone's finding their place here in TNA wrestling. New and old. Might be looking for that power driver, and you see Leon Slater again trying to look for leverage, able to escape the roll through shoulders down, hook up both legs, and kick out by Young at 2. Great move there by the X Division champion. And another schoolboy roll up this time. Deep roll up, 2.5 on Eric Young. And up and around. Slater. Back down. Slingshot off the ropes. Oh! And catches him with that.
Oh, yo, he hit him on the top of the head with that.
Yeah, no kidding. And his own twisting net breaker. Covered now by Leon Slater. Kick out at 2 by Eric Young. And you see Slater is really starting to feel the impact of this match. Grabbing and clutching his shoulder, Walter.
Yeah, his shoulder and neck is out of it.
A beautiful twisting net breaker, though, by Leon Slater. Stays with the natural Dustin Rhodes right there. Almost felt like a final cut, but it was not the final cut tonight for this challenger. Eric Young, of course, who beat Brad Attitude and BDE so far this year in TNA, eats another big high kick by Leon Slater. Now, wait a minute.
Do you realize how far Eric Young is, Slater?
If your idol is Jeff Hardy, you don't give a damn about height or distance. Eric Young, though, wait a minute. Back up to his feet. Leon Slater able to skip the corner, and Eric Young sends Leon up and over. Wait a minute. Holds on to him up on the shoulders. Uh-oh. And Death Valley Driver. Center of the ring. Cover the far leg. Kick out 2 by Leon Slater again.
Again, heavy impact on the neck and shoulder area.
Take a look at the replay here, and to your point, he dropped him a hard, high end on the back of his head and neck. It was not flat on his back. Face first in the top turnbuckle goes Leon Slater, who slumps down in the corner. Leon Slater, the 110th X Division champion in TNA wrestling history. Eric Young up and over. Once again, going up to the top rope. Leon Slater, medium in kind, almost losing his footing. High risk district here. And Eric Young again going back after Leon Slater, taking a bite out of him. Big overhead takes Leon down. And now Eric Young with that massive elbow drop straight to the heart. Has it stopped the heartbeat of TNA? No, kick out at 2.
Okay, I got nervous for a second.
Yeah, look at the eyes. The eyes tell the story again. Picture perfect elbow drop to the heart of Leon Slater. A literal heart stopper for 2.5. And Young is finding out exactly what we've learned about Leon Slater since he beat Moose for the X Division Championship last year at Slammiversary and has made history since. See the eyes, you see the fire in Leon Slater. He's not going to take being insulted here by Eric Young. He's not going to take that. Again,
of course not.
Interesting statistic here, because Noah just brought up Leon Slater's the 110th X Division champion, yet there have only been 55 unique X Division champions in history.
That's right. And again, the most prolific, Chris Sabin with 10, and Frankie Kazarian, of course, at 6. Oh, man, what a boot. A big boot again by Eric Young. Leon and Eric meeting in kind, middle of the ring. Oh, went for that discus, got caught with a high kick. Staggering the world-class maniac. Eric Young firing himself up, though, here. And again, oh, man!
Oh, that's a different version of a Blue Thunder Bomb.
Rolling to the outside of the ring. Preventing the pinfall
Blue Thunder Bomb couldn't even get a cover.
Don't start with me, Walter. I'm just saying, don't you start with me.
That's my gimmick. Stick to your shtick, Walter.
Now, Leon Slater and Eric Young, bloody hell. Leon Slater and Eric Young, both been on the end. I sense disaster. Oh, and Leon Slater! Karma is a bitch with a bite to Eric Young. Big high kicks to Eric Young back over the top inside the ring. Now, on the opposite side of the ring of the apron, and Leon Slater going up. And again, Eric Young with a rake of the eyes. These two are literally being barbaric and savage. Oh, dear God, no. Not on the apron. Eric Young, driving on Slater on the apron. What the fuck?
Dude, he's literally twitching.
Good God. Devastating moment here for Leon Slater. Dropped on his head and his body concaving on his shoulders, where wood meets steel, the hardest part of the ring. And now just be literally a matter of time before Eric Young brings the champion back inside and pins him for the title. Look at the sadistic smile on Eric Young's face. Now rolling him back in. Back press. Put the far leg. Kick out. 2.5 by Leon Slater. The heart of this young man and the disbelief on Eric Young's face. And clearly Leon Slater was ready to take that pile driver. He probably didn't expect to take on the apron, though, but he was ready to take it tonight. Now Eric Young looking for the ultimate death note. Pile driver at the top rope. Back by drop to Eric Young. And Leon Slater perched on the second. Up and over. Sunset flip. Roll through. High stack. Now hooks Eric Young. Steps over. Styles Clash! And he's not done yet.
Uh-oh, that's going to set up the...
Up top, to your point, Walter. The Swanton 450. 1, 2. Leon Slater has done it again.
That gives me one prediction correct.
And the Young is in charge, overcomes the world-class man tonight at Sacrifice, and is still reigning and defending TNA X Division champion. Every maniacal tactic that Eric Young could have brought forward physically and mentally, Leon Slater refused to be defeated by. As Carlos Silva literally puts the towel back around the youngest in charge's neck. An incredible match, though, and a hell of an effort by Eric Young, despite his absolutely despicable actions as of late. But then again, a champion is only as strong as the competition that is put in front of him. Hell of a win for Leon Slater. Now 11 defenses successful. Well done, Leon. Oof.
I don't know. I really don't know who on the horizon take that title from him, to be honest.
Yeah, let alone anyone in this world. I mean, again, you talked about Leon Slater. He's been in House of Glory against Amazing Red. He's been in NXT against and alongside Jay Von Evans. He's been in the ring now with AJ Francis, Rich Swann, Eric Young, Cedric Alexander, Myron Reed. The list goes on and on for the youngest in charge, becoming arguably one of the most prolific X Division champions of recent memory. Whew. You can catch my breath after that. I'm sure the audience can catch their breath as well. Following that incredible match, and good to see Matt Helms, of course, as always. Appreciate it.
I want to see you in that Pac-Man suit.
Someone tag me and
get
see
you that
where I can
Pac-Man
find
suit.
that. I would wear it in a heartbeat. I'm a retro gamer. Namco, Atari, Konami, those are my passions. Speaking of gaming, you can stay tuned when Super Studios levels up with Super Reliable Gaming very soon in the near future, where we add credits towards what else we do and bring forward to you. Stay tuned for further details on that. Man, hell of a match, though. And again, Matthew Raywalt, best jacket I've ever seen. And the one-man gang in the house tonight at TNA Sacrifice. As we've seen, TNA as of late put a little bit of a nod to faces of the past, whether they've been from this hometown or been legacies towards TNA wrestling or WCW wrestling, including Buff Bagwell this past Thursday, which really threw me off guard. And speaking of hometown man, I'm sure everyone's looking forward to the hometown man taking out once again Frank Kazarian, as we have a large in the hometown man taking on AJ Francis and Frank Kazarian, of course, in tag team action still to come tonight. We, of course, run down the card one more time for you. Arianna Grace hopefully loses the TNA Knockouts World Championship to either Dani Luna or Lei Ling Lee. We have mixed tag warfare as we have Trey Miguel against Mustafa Ali and Jada Stone versus Tashs Steelz. And the order 4 will definitely be in Ali's corner. Can Moose shut down the system once and for all? Will Eddie Edwards prove that you still trust the system as they go one-on-one? We'll see who truly takes one step closer to becoming the knockout as Elayna Black goes one-on-one against Sade in a no disqualification match. And whether this is righteous or mischievous, Jeff Hardy and Vincent, since Matt Hardy is out currently, take on Brian Myers and Cedric Alexander of the system. And it all culminates tonight, of course, with Mike Santana defending the TNA World Championship against the newly reinstated Steve Maclin. And again, you can follow Sacrifice if we encourage you to take a chance on TNA. Use the code Sacrifice26 to get a free month of TNA Plus today. And you can watch Sacrifice along with us on the TNA Plus app.
How many times can one be reborn? How can you have all 50 states be a hometown state for the hometown man? Like, what the hell?
You know what? Don't ask me questions that I don't know. But why don't you talk to the realist Mike Santana now with me, Gia Miller? Ask him about that WASD lapel pin as well. That was freaking awesome. Anyway, Matthew Wayward, you're freaking awesome, dude. And Mike Santana, of course, welcome himself to Let's not forget, regardless of this, by the way, Walter, your boy Mike Santana is going to NXT to team with OTM against the Vanity Project and Dark State, I think.
Yep. I'm looking forward to that. How do you go from being fired to getting a title shot?
When the champion's pride is called into question, and when you call the man that was fired selfless, and he comes back and calls him the most selfish. This right here represents Sacrifice. The days and the weeks spent away from his baby. Birthdays, the holidays. I mean, yeah, again, when you literally sacrifice everything to be the face of a company or the standard of this business, that comes with a price. And we've all talked about the struggle, the story, the redemption, the addictions, the demons that Mike Santana has overcome that you heavily are aware of and have endorsed and followed this story through and through, Walter, as a father yourself.
Hell yeah. This hits home, man.
In more ways than one.
Yeah, no one understands the magnitude of that.
Mike Santana, who literally said he got his job back, but looks to rip his heart out of his chest and defeated him. What a sacrifice for employment. Well, he certainly is motivated, to say the least.
100%.
Well, speaking of motivation and unlikeliness, who would have thought you would see this type of graphic not made in no DQ cards? Elijah and the hometown man go up against Frankie Kazarian and AJ Francis. And that's our next match. Here's your bathroom break.
I still don't get how you can have more than one hometown. You can only be born once.
You can only be
and
born
spiritually,
once.
if you give yourself to God, you can be reborn. That's the only two things.
Look, listen, Resurrection is next weekend, but this is beyond ridiculous, all right? And this is just...
Look, I am not going to sit here in the green room and hear you
glorify this guy
bad-mouthing
this
the
match.
king of total nonstop action.
Shut up!
For all of you out there that like me support the king of TNA.
My gosh. Why me?
For $50, Noah will get his comeuppance and have to sing Sweet Caroline in a white t-shirt. Just send the money to that PayPal.
To be fair,
and Noah will do it on the air. As a matter of fact, just to disgrace him even further, we'll make him do it during the Knockouts title match.
Fuck you. I'm not doing it during that. I'll do it during this, honestly. Shoot.
Well, the money hasn't come in yet, so you can't do it during this. But for $50, y'all, as part of our SRS pledge drive, Noah will sing Sweet Caroline, hush him up, show the respect to the king of TNA as the heavy metal rebel makes his way to the ring. Damn it.
All right, now that you're done over-glorifying a man that has been dropped down in hierarchy from a king to a prince, it might as well be the court jester to flop
just notice whose channel is being shilled during this match, sir.
He's not here, and I don't have to say his name because he won't appear. That being said, Kazarian has arrived in TNA tonight at the Big Easy. Former, as I said, 6-time X Division champion and former TNA World Champion, but has already been beaten one-on-one in singles action by the hometown man. And you want to put yourself in the best position possible when you've literally hit rock bottom. I don't think it comes more rock bottom than losing in the hometown of the hometown man. Fair and square. Let's see, of course, Kazarian has made no friends here in TNA, but anybody that could bring him money and profit and gold, he has no problem lying with. One of the biggest egomaniacs here in TNA wrestling and in this business. Oh, boy. As we officially walk with Elijah, Elias, Ezekiel, name here. This guy getting his own intro. Who's this Rony promoter cheaper than Jeff Jarrett giving Elijah this intro? Someone explain that to me.
That's a good way to intro somebody.
I mean, you know, he's become his own star, leading star, if I had to be honest here. I mean, of course, Elijah coming off that feud with Mustafa Ali, putting that man inside a guitar-shaped coffin. Guitar case casket match, excuse me. Those words just don't sound normal. If someone could define that as normal for me in TNA, well, it is TNA. Who am I kidding? And clearly, Elijah has his sights set towards the TNA World Championship, and of course, he heavily respects the man that currently holds it. Has even been in tag team action with him, lest you forget. And here comes, straight from your hometown, and oh my lord, in the New Orleans Saints colors, the hometown man. Coming out to literally when the Saints come marching in. It's Mardi Gras tonight for the hometown man, apparently. And where did you come from? Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Meacham.
I'm here to make sure the king is properly discussed on this show.
Oh, bloody hell. Here we go.
After yesterday, I can't trust that about you, Noah. It's disappointing. And I have to come in and police you when Frankie Kazarian is being mentioned. So I'm just
And that's why you shouldn't talk so much about that during the hometown man's entrance, who's handing out mass and Mardi Gras beads, apparently, to the audience.
Is he walking? Oh, okay, so he's handing out beads in New Orleans and nobody's earning them at ringside?
I mean, again, Mardi Gras, no one earns beads there either. You're just an innocent bystander.
It is pay-per-view.
I was going to say, this is some hometown man. If he can't even abide by the basic traditions of his own hometown, it's almost as if this guy's not really from New Orleans.
Well, I mean, for all we know, he might literally have hometown connections that allowed him to do this. We don't know if he has a place on Bourbon Street or French Alley that he literally has an inside job with.
It's just horrible that a man of Frankie
horrible
and an up-and-coming star like AJ Francis has to deal with this nonsense on pay-per-view. It's ridiculous.
Okay, upcoming star and AJ Francis in the same sentence, that's a stretch. Kazarian's already a star, all right? And I'll give you that much. But nonetheless, this is what we're dealing with. And your boy Kazarian's already been pinned by the hometown man in singles action.
Slip a banana peel fluke.
Slip on a banana peel fluke. Doesn't matter how it happens. It's in the books, Jeff.
Well, we'll see what happens when this book is closed tonight on this one, because Elijah and Hometown Man have an opportunity to brush with greatness here, and AJ Francis gets to stand over there and just get the rub from the king, man. And it's three very lucky individuals here in this match getting to ship there.
Oh, someone help me in my sobriety. Bell rings are underway. Kazarian starting off with Elijah. The condo of time in the early going here. As I said earlier, Frankie Kazarian, former TNA World Champion, of course, before he lost it to Mike Santana, and a follow-up in a Texas Death Match where special referee Nick Nemeth tried to call his shot.
Texas Death Match has definitely been a mixed bag for my World Championship friends this year. MJF successful, Frankie not so much, unfortunately.
It's amazing how much jambalaya has better sequence in unison here than this match.
There's a lot of jambalaya in New Orleans.
Oh, I know. I've heard jambalaya is very good. If I ever go to New Orleans, Lord help me if I ever do that, by the way, with the voodoo that could happen in that place. I wouldn't mind trying some real jambalaya. Nice arm get there by Elijah. Now trying to trap the arm of Kazarian. Obviously try and neutralize one of his best tools, the crossface chicken wing. And a tag made to the hometown man, channeling the great Drew Brees, as we saw in his New Orleans Saints jersey. There's your only sports reference for the night, folks. Shout out to Statboy Mikey. Follow the Statboy Sports Bar. I'm sure he approves.
Yeah, you have to go to the right places. From what I've heard about the jambalaya, they have a pretty good variety. We actually have a pretty decent jambalaya bowl at the New Orleans Square, and that is it. So.
Well, I'm about to say, I mean, what doesn't California have as far as nationwide Americano cuisine? And the hometown man right now firing up the hometown crowd here, rocking Kazarian in the corner and driving his boots.
Well,
the hometown man with all the advantage.
Also, I live on both coasts. We have In-N-Out back here as far as our burger joint. They've got the Whataburgers and there's on the East Coast. So I'll stand by In-N-Out every day of the week for me as far as the cuisines of California go compared to the
California. Well, I mean, Kendall Gray learned what a Whataburger is, courtesy of Texas native Win Sinclair when Win Sinclair won the speedometer championship. So whether In-N-Out and Whataburger, there's a this or that with that, I'll never know because I've never had neither restaurant. Irish Whip Reversal. And of course, folks, you can stay tuned for more on NXT and Kendall Gray and Win Sinclair when we cover, Flying Lariat, NXT Stand Deliver next weekend exclusively on NXT's YouTube channel, where it will be Kendall Gray or, go ahead and say it, Walter, Lola Vice. He's muted. Never mind. Of course, challenging for the NXT Women's Championship against Jessie Jane. Wait a second.
JC, Lola, and Ren? Or Kendall, rather.
Kendall Gray or Lola Vice will go on the number one contenders match this coming Tuesday at NXT. The winner will challenge Jessie Jane at Stand Deliver for the NXT Women's Championship.
Either way,
and right now, the hometown man and Elijah are walking the right way and going old school on AJ Francis and Kazarian. Right now, AJ and Kazarian in trouble here in this tag team match. AJ flopped up and over the top rope. Great double team here so far by these two. And the first time together as a tag team with a step-up dive by Elijah, wiping Kaz and AJ on the outside.
Just can't keep it in the ring. Got to resort to going to the floor. Terrible.
Who knew Cowboys could fly?
Hey, Cowboys can hang too, can't they, Adam? Anyway,
I thought you were talking about the Dallas Cowboys, but wait a minute. When was the last time they're at the Super Bowl?
The only thing the Dallas Cowboys can hang with is the loser locker room these days. It's the last 30.
And yet they're still probably the most expensive and not profitable franchise in the NFL.
Just they're so bad. Oh, they're so bad.
They got the cheerleaders. They got Mark Cuban's money backing them up. They got the biggest stadium. So, they got more than enough of insurance. Hometown man right now fired up here. Oh, and AJ picks the ankle. And Kazarian tried to take advantage off the second rope with the slingshot leg drop.
Where did
excuse me.
Super chat come from? My goodness.
Dude, I have no idea what you're talking about just looking at the monitor. And right now, Kazarian trying to take advantage of the hometown man. Surprised he hasn't gone after his mask, where many people have been under the conspiracy that this is the former fired Cody Deaner, who was fired in Canada. Oh, man, what an elbow.
So yeah, if it is Cody, it just means that there's foreigners coming into America and kicking their jibs. Like, what are we doing?
Okay, let's not bring politics into here, especially with something that's used in a drink for pleasure that is now becoming a hateful term for something for control here in America.
No, you know what? It's all good because Greg Cherry's at SmackDown wearing his politics as a work shirt, so we got it covered today. We got it covered.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Hometown man squashed in the corner by AJ Francis. And right now, AJ Francis and Elijah trying to wheel the hometown man back into this match. And, oh, man! Driving knee straight to the side of the head as Flop Dog goes up and over. Wiping out Kazarian trying to take advantage of the cover. Gets a 2 count. Hometown man able to kick out of that offense.
Not by much, though. Not by much.
Well, I mean, again, you wear down your opponent, isolate and dominate. It's tag team wrestling 101. And again, for Kazarian, who's a former tag team specialist in his own right and tag team trainer across multiple promotions, including Ring of Honor and, of course, former Bad Influence and SCU, he knows a thing or two about that. So we get a miss. Kazarian, though, wham at the schoolboy, the Rollins way down. Got it, 2 count. Oh, spinning sold-out kick, rising knee strike. Oh, God! Combination offense with a short-range lariat. Kazarian needs to focus, though, on pinning the hometown man, not jaw-jacking his hometown. Attack made by AJ Francis. I'm about to say, I don't know if Kazarian, though, would be so humble to not want the glory of the pinfall, especially against the hometown man. Seemed like there was a moment there we may not have agreed with that decision. Jawbreaker there, AJ Francis, and the hometown man looking to make the tag. So Elijah, who's reaching out, just fingertips away. Before we walk this way with Elijah, can the hometown man break the grip? Oh, man, Randy Kazarian got the boot up, creates separation between AJ and Kaz, and got caught. Uh-oh. Going up. Oh, man. Looking for the down payment, and counter DDT.
This fucking Francis.
This is still the most random tag team I've ever seen in my life.
On both sides, I completely agree about that, bruv. As that check bounced for AJ Francis so far. Tab made a Cat. Tab made Elijah.
Oh.
And Elijah squared up against Frankie Kazarian. Irish whip reversal off the ropes. Of course, this bad blood goes all the way back to last year against all odds. Remember that tag match affair?
Oh, yeah. Long year for Frankie.
I know. And again, I appreciate your partially unbiased nature here, even though that is you're a boy, and right now being teed off like a punching bag in the corner by Elijah as we continue to walk this way, especially if you are Charles Schultz, who I'm sure is somewhere in the chat. Front face lock applied. Twisting net breaker. Here's a hook of the near leg, back press, and a 2 count on Kazarian. Oof.
Need to find my
rally. Back elbow strike applied, and then between the ropes. Swing and a miss, and oh, God, caught with that guillotine leg drop. Classic Kazarian there.
I love when he does that.
Very effective move, slingshot, roll up, cover, 2 count.
It's effective. Why not include it?
And right now, Kazarian might be looking for that crossface chicken wing, but can he fully apply it? You see the grips are not fully cleansed. Elijah able to rip Kazarian off. Oh, it's a big right. Dropping into a knee.
I'm going to take away from Elijah. Guy's a hell of a wrestler. The fact that he can pull off wrestling and that many personalities in his head is extraordinary.
Right? Oh, man, what a mule kick. Kazarian pushing AJ Francis, who made the tag, sidestep, goes into the turnbuckles, not once, but twice. And Elijah taking advantage of AJ Francis here, and there's no way. There is no way. What the hell? Look at the strength of Elijah. Up on the shoulders, electric chair position, turn around, and a sit-down powerbomb, high stack 2, kick out. Wow.
That was way too close. Did not like that. Cannot recommend. 0 out of 10.
The strength, the balance, and the execution. Take a look at the replay here, guys. It's a messy landing. What a flop. Nearly put AJ Francis down for the 3 count.
You never argue with Elijah's in-ring work. The gimmicks will be what they will be the last few years of his entire career, really. But he can go, and he's strong as a...
Hold on, AJ Francis looking up Elijah here. Bama slammer! Great scouting by AJ Francis.
With a little oomph in it.
Right?
And right now, spear by AJ Francis as a cover by the former NFL player. Deep hook and a 2 count.
Cover quicker, Francis.
Should we cater to the crowd and call it a Louisiana slammer?
That's right.
I think he doesn't care about Louisiana, even if they have the best double line. Wait a minute, what's he doing with that guitar?
No.
You can't use that. No, it's not no qualification match. There's some bad intentions on AJ Francis.
They should have brought out a banjo just for Louisiana.
Attack made to the hometown man as AJ Francis and Kazarian are arguing in the corner. AJ might want to turn around and a big cross body.
Oh, God.
And Elijah with a big forearm to Frank Kazarian, removing him from the equation. Now Elijah with the guitar, but again, if they use that, they'll be disqualified.
Okay.
I mean, I'm all about branding AJ Francis, but at the end of the day, go for the win here. Kazarian seizes the guitar, and by the way, Elijah is not legal. The hometown man is with AJ Francis. Kazarian seizing the guitar and smashing it against the steel ring steps. The day the music died, and the knee of Elijah into the steel ring steps now. And this might become a handicap. The hometown man dives the outside, caught by AJ Francis. Looking for a choke slam on the apron.
I think Frankie just hit the wrong note.
Moments ago. And right into the king, fades a black the cover. The away team wins tonight at Sacrifice. And the crowd goes mild.
Even AJ Francis get a win when he teamed up with the King at TNA Wrestling. There you go, folks.
Well, it's about the only time that you'll see that man profit. Nonetheless, Kazarian and AJ Francis will win tonight at Sacrifice at the expense of the hometown man.
You'll love to see it. Love to see it. Hey, Walter. I saw on, as we're in between matches here, I saw an announcement today you reacted to, that JJ reacted to. You two are going to be there live when Shayna Baszler and Natty Neidhart throw down at Bloodsport. How awesome is that?
Yeah, I'm so excited to see that.
The last legit bitch of the WWE and Miss Josh Barnett's original star people herself, the owner of the home known as the Unroped Mat, known as Bloodsport. I cannot wait for that with the living legend, not Natalya. Natty, respect that bitch's name and that family's legacy.
That's right. Natalya may have debuted in Bloodsport, but Natty is going to dominate in Bloodsport. And Shayna, I respect Shayna Baszler so much. I'm happy that she's involved. She's involved in it. It's just a shame she's got to go home with one arm and a sling. Coming out of Vegas, man. Traveling injured sucks. I feel bad for Shayna.
The tail of the tip of that match is going to be so 50-50, Jeff. You should not count out Shayna Baszler when she knocks Monster Slamovic the F out. Let's not forget, it's not via submission that you win in Bloodsport. It's either tap out, KO, or TKO. And Walter, you know that more than anybody as the MMA expert.
Yeah, I am.
Hell yeah.
I'm jealous that the two guys on the right of the screen here get to watch them live, but I am so looking forward to calling it with whoever ends up.
Yeah, that's fair. And again, folks,
that's in time. I just like around the house, the mouse to come through. So, anyway, I do need to bump off. I'm being judged over here in the corner of the door right here. My almost birthday. So I will thank you for coming and razz a little bit about Frankie, as I do. Not tomorrow, but next week. I'll be in all the things. No DQ, Greg Cherry, shenanigans with Izzy. So there you go. That's what you do with things to say. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
And I think I'm going to my first TNA show in May. They come into Sacramento. I'm going to have to go.
See, Noah, watch what you say. You never know who may show up.
You did that on purpose. I know you.
You got right. I did.
You fucker.
Talking about he's not here. You can say his name and he won't appear.
Fucker. You made me bit my own words.
You talk shit about Frankie and Jeff.
And speaking of biting your own words, for $50, y'all, Noah will do Sweet Caroline in a white T-shirt. He put it out there yesterday during Simply Predicting, and God damn it, there was some interest, but it didn't come through. So we're hoping it'll come through here tonight.
Well, right now we got Tommy Dreamer and Carl Silva taking airtime for something here. So let's see what this is about. Talking about this city, of course. It's been such a long time since TNA has been here, of course, in New Orleans. Last time we saw Tommy Dreamer and Carl Silva out here, they were either re-signing somebody or signing somebody. Dealing with DCW, what the hell were they thinking?
I think it's just like a Hall of Fame announcement.
Well, it still seems a little too soon, in my opinion. You know, the TNA Hall of Fame is very condensed and only happens at freaking
Bound for Glory.
Bound for Glory. Thank you. Almost said Slammiversary. Fine.
Bound for Glory.
It should happen at Slammiversary because that's their anniversary show. But Bound for Glory is their WrestleMania. So.
I agree, but it is what it is in TNA AMC.
It's been like this way before it was TNA AMC. So let's not make it just that.
It wasn't always like
shit.
Come on.
What? What is going on here?
It's Chris Bay.
What?
Is that Chris Bay coming back?
The greatest story ever told.
The Art of Finesse himself, when we didn't know he would ever walk again, and we know his story to recovery. The ultimate finesser. Chris Bay, of course, from the Las Vegas area. More history in this company. Damn right, ABC.
Said he had history in TNA.
And he went on, of course, become X Division champion. Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing him and Leon Slater run it if they could.
Tell me about it.
Talking about this company's best and young talent. Doesn't happen with these men. Well, more than one man versus the other. Let's just call it what it is. Talking about the future. What? This is company we're investing in. My honor, my privilege to stand here. And I do let me stand here. I'm so damn glad he's just standing on his own 2 feet. God bless him. And announce the newest talent to sign to TNA roster.
Ooh, be one of the girls we're going to interview.
Oh, we need one shot. This person, they're in 2. What? Oh, wow! The viral sensation, bright young up-and-comer who's only months in his career, Ricky Sosa!
Sosa.
Awesome!
Bang, bang. Sosa. I told you guys about this dude months ago before he's I was like, this entrance alone.
I'm all in on this guy. That is awesome. Congratulations. Since his match
I told you guys about this dude.
His match with Andrade in France, this dude was going to go the distance. And I am so glad to see Ricky Sosa officially part of TNA Wrestling. Congratulations.
I shared a video last year of entrance alone. I said, wait till this guy gets signed.
Over the pond, New Orleans. The
Hey,
debut
dude,
signing.
he looks about 6'4".
Yeah, right? Hell yeah. Congratulations, Ricky Sosa. Fuck yes. Yeah, someone told me after he had his TNA debut match on Explosion and follow-up TNA match on Thursday night, TNA Wrestling, he was not going to be too far away from a contract. And, of course, he will be involved in Las Vegas against Cashman for House of Glory.
Yeah, boy.
This moment he's been working for 5 damn years. Again, still so young. And that is the cultivation of TNA Wrestling, unlike some companies to Fed. So
He's
young.
like 21, isn't he? He's the same age as Slater.
He is, exactly. Crowd chant, you deserve it. And damn sure he earned it. I am so happy.
They got another good, where's he from? The Netherlands?
He's from, actually, Solette Mia Nienderland. But yes, that is correct. Brussels, actually. This isn't just a signing. This is a chance to make history. Bang, bang.
Sosa.
Bang, bang.
I wonder how Cactus Jack feels about that bang, bang part.
Ask the French song musician that rapped it for him. in his family. Well, shoot, family
Aw.
owns family. Literally, is everything.
I was thinking, believe 2004 was 22 years ago. What the?
Merci beaucoup. Yeah, the first match I saw him in, Walter wasn't even here in America, but I heard about this young man. He was in a triple threat for his home promotion in France that involved Andrade El Idolo.
Yeah. Yep.
And if you all want
I
to go
shared
watch
the
that
video
match,
of it last year.
Yeah, you did. Of course, I already watched it afterwards.
I already knew it. I was like, yo, this dude's going to be something big.
And now he has a whole new chapter beginning tonight. Signing officially, pen to paper. Welcome, Ricky Sosa. You have crossed the line now and forever to TNA Wrestling.
Gonna have a home every Thursday.
And what an endorsement by the Art of Finesse himself, Chris Bay. Bang, bang. Sosa.
Sosa.
And you can, of course, get his new shirt on TNAmerch.com right now. Congratulations again to the newest signing to TNA Wrestling at 21 years of age, 4 years in this business, Ricky Sosa. An incredible signing to this ever-growing young roster.
I can't wait to go. I'm definitely got to go when they go to Sacramento.
If it wasn't for the fact
That'll be
that
my
Cleveland's
first
coming up
ever
so
live
close,
event at TNA.
You know what, Walter? You need to do it at least once. I will say that. And I'm also going to say this right now. If it wasn't for the fact it's so close to Cleveland right now and WrestleMania week's on the horizon and priorities are passions, I would be going to Rebellion just because at the end of the day, I am still TNA faithful, and I'm still more faithful to this place than I am to the Fed. But nonetheless, congratulations to Ricky Sosa, the newest signing to TNA Wrestling. Well, as we got a moment to breathe again, thank you all for tuning in so far. Please like, subscribe, comment, and tell friends. Subscribe to Rachel Wrestling. Follow us here on the X at SR Studios 2024. There still is so much more action to come tonight. TNA World, TNA Knockouts World Champion, more tag warfare that sounds absolutely strange but could be righteous. Mixed tag team warfare. We got Knockouts no disqualification action. Also to come up at Sacrifice. Of course, stay tuned tomorrow. We'll have another interview with Pull Down Mania Talent and the Saturday Shenanigans. We'll be covering Ring of Honor, Global Wars, and MLP on demand later. And of course, next week, we will stand deliver. Next week, when we cover NXT Stand and Deliver, and there will be city digging for that. But speaking of things that have happened today, earlier tonight, we saw Tessa Blanchard beat Jody Fret, compromising that left leg, and a freaking heel to the head facing Mila Moore allowed her to hit the buzzsaw DDT and show how much of a threat she could be in this knockout division, much to the pleasing of the Ring of Wrestling JJ Williams.
Damn right. Tess is one I'm hoping to meet at WrestleCon.
As we go to the victorious Tessa Blanchard, who goes backstage.
What's Mila Moore's? This white rabbit covered in blood has got Mila Moore's attention.
Follow the bunny. You know, the show's called Sacrifice. We know that Rosemary's been trying to repent 7 deadly sins that all are in connection to the bunny's death to bring her back. And we've seen 2 women now mysteriously guided by this bloody white bunny figure. What could this
Could be a way to bring...
I mean, I don't mind if they sacrifice Mila Moore, honestly. If it brings Allie back to life, do it.
Damn.
Was that Jessica Havoc?
Wait, what? Oh, shit! What the hell? That is Jessica Havoc. What? To be continued.
That's a nice mask.
We've seen Crazy Steve. We've seen Jessica Havoc. We've seen the bunny. We've seen Johnny Sweener in all of this.
The fuck?
We've seen, obviously, Rosemary. Mara Sade and Mila Moore have now been lured to... What the hell is going on, Noah?
The Undead Realm has no rhyme or reason. That's all I can tell you. But I do remember at one point, Jessica Havoc and Rosemary were literally Decay and TNA Knockouts Tag Team Champions, and she was lost to the Undead Realm since Ash by Elegance beat her under fluke circumstances. Speaking of fluke circumstances, let's talk about the TNA Knockouts World Championship. Trying to go back to normal here. Tell the tape. There you see the height differentials are minimal. Of course, the accolades here. Dani has never been the world champion, but she's a two-time TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Champion. And of course, Elayna is the former TNA Knockouts World Champion. And this over-glorified, less than platinum child with a freaking stick for a freaking fiance currently holds hostage the TNA Knockouts World Championship. But thanks to it being a triple threat, she does not be involved in the decision to finally see this title come back home and Dani Luna to finally seize it. As we get ready now for the TNA Knockouts World Championship match, and I'm just going to say this real quick. Jessica Havoc and Rosemary have a unique connection that might go even deeper, if not as deep, than the bunny. So to be continued. And if Mila Moore is never seen again, oh well, nice knowing you. Anyway, let's get back on track to the TNA Knockouts World Championship. Follow the bunny. Bring the bunny back to life. Dani Luna, of course, who was previously supposed to challenge. Go ahead. You were saying,
I know who you're not going for because technically the Knockouts title is in the NXT Superstars' hand. So I know you want this to change.
You damn fucking right. That's why I go my today, not my fucking NXT. This title belongs in TNA, and these two are the rightful ones that should be contesting over it. Due to visa issues, and I still say political bullshit, it should have been Layla Lee versus Dani Luna tonight at Sacrifice when Layla Lee couldn't defend the title against her at No Surrender. Not to mention, Layla Lee previously was supposed to face her earlier and couldn't do it at Genesis because of those visa issues and defended against NXT's Zarya. Ever since she won this title back from NXT's possession last year at Gold Rush in the Theater Madison Square Garden in a triple threat, this is the hope, I feel, for TNA Wrestling to get the TNA Knockouts World Championship back. But unfortunately, Dani Luna and Arianna Grace did get a win over the Angel Warriors, as you see Sarah Brookside accompanying Layla Lee to the ring. And if Dani Luna does not put her focus on both that glorified hussy and this thunderstruck spirited champion, this championship very well not change hands tonight.
I feel like Grace is just going to take advantage of the other two. The other two are somebody's going to do something to one another, and Grace is just going to graciously take the victory from them and just cover somebody who's been a finisher that's been done to somebody else, and she'll find a way to win. And it won't be her doing it.
Yeah, freaking fluke hussy, freaking stealing this birthright of TNA wrestling for her own. Just to make sure a man doesn't go a virgin on Valentine's Day. Desperation at its highest degree for this drama queen. And of course, let's also keep in mind, Walter, the director of Fortis, Tim Morella, gave this opportunity to her, and she seized it, stealing his Pride Cobra that she has used now to not only win the championship, but hold on to it by hook and by crook.
Gee, I wonder why he gave her that opportunity.
Well, we've seen the bit of dismay and disagreement lately with Santana Morella and Daria Ray, saying that you're too emotionally driven by your decisions. And clearly he has put personal before professional with the fact that this guy, this Sobrano ripoff, might soon be a son-in-law. Let's go down to Mackenzie Mitchell for the introductions for this match. Please, for the love of God, TNA, correct this shit.
You don't even care which one of them, huh?
Damn fucking right. But if anyone deserves it more than anyone else right now in TNA, it's that woman right there. Dangerous Doomsday, Dani Luna, who's already destroyed the likes of Indy Hartwell, who's out indefinitely, thanks to the assault by Stacks and Grace recently. And of course, the last real TNA Knockouts World Champion, Layla Lee. Oh! That Dani Luna immediately on the attack. And she did wait for this moment, and Arianna Grace said, that's not going to work. And if I'm Dani Luna, I would use that chain to choke the life out of Stacks at ringside before he breathes any more life into this match. And now Layla Lee on a
well, at least the silver lining for you. The silver lining for you is the champ is usually at a disadvantage in these type of matches because you don't have to be involved in the fall.
The bumper and fall person, and this guy ain't even worth going to a Motel 6 right now, in my opinion. Go the hell out of here. Get caught in a voodoo curse. And right now, Zaya Brookside needs to be aware of Stacks at ringside. I'm not going to be freaking impartial here, all right? I may be biased, and I apologize. Deadlift German by Dani Luna to Arianna Grace, sending her to the outside. Dani Luna, again, as I said, has been on absolute warpath since separating her ties from Jody Fret and going into business herself. Nowhere goes Lei Ling Lee, now off the ropes, sweep of the legs by Lei Ling Lee. Signed from Singapore, of course, and I said
That was
former
a nice
TNA
leg
Knockouts
sweep.
World Champion with a background, of course, in karate. Follow drop kick to Dani Luna in the corner. And again, Indy Hartwell, who was looking to be part of this equation, was taken out prematurely by Stacks and Arianna Grace, as we saw in that injury report, and is out indefinitely. Irish whip reversal. Dani Luna set up the ropes and the pick of the ankle by Arianna Grace. And again, smart idea by the champion, neutralizing one of the opponents and turning it to a one-on-one affair. And now they lay with the tope suicida to the outside, wiping out Arianna Grace. And of course, in triple threats, there are no countouts and there are no disqualifications. The only way the title changes hands is via pinfall or submission inside the ring. Right now, Arianna Grace may not know where she's at. Send her back to Canada. Lee tossing Arianna back inside the ring. Dani Luna, though, immediately back on the attack. Dani Luna, who's already been in a dog collar match against Indy Hartwell earlier this year and owns a pinfall victory over Lei Ling Lee recently on TNA Wrestling. Off the ropes, up and around, up in the fireman's carry. Lei Ling Lee countering Arianna, looking for the net breaker. Oh, the Sobot kick sends the champion over. Nice snapmare and a big spinal tap kick line up the spine of this champion who was not given this by birthright. Snapmare, follow up, basement drop kick by Lei Ling Lee. Keeping on the offense and isolating herself for the time being with the champion. And Lei Ling Lee, who represented TNA Wrestling proudly since being re-signed later last year alongside Saya Brookside, of course, this duo known as the Angel Warriors. Lei Ling Lee held this title previously for 87 days, commendable fighting champion for 3 defenses. And as I said earlier, she won this title back to TNA in a triple threat at Gold Rush last year against Klein Jordan, the former TNA Knockouts champion, and Jordan Grace. Covered now by Lei Ling Lee to bring the title home, gets a 2 count. Dani Luna, though, immediately on the attack with that rear naked sleeper hold. The sandwich she compensated Lei Ling Lee. Lei Ling Lee able to roll out of it. Shoulders aren't down, though. Arianna Grace trying to take advantage here. Inside leg hook and a 2 count broken up by Dani Luna. And these are the situations you got to be aware of, Walter, as you talk about in a triple threat. Anyone can come in at any time for the win. And you never know where that hit's coming from. And Dani Luna
Exactly.
with
That's the advantage on this one.
Deadlift German. The powerhouse of Doomsday Luna. Today could literally be Doomsday for Arianna Grace's hopes of being the cornerstone of the knockouts here in TNA. It would be peace to my heart if that's the case. Now Dani Luna isolated with Lei Ling Lee inside the ring. Removing the champion for now, thanks to that German suplex. There you see Stacks, though, of course, scouting and scouting Arianna on the outside. I gotta imagine if Arianna Grace was the title, she probably friends her boyfriend with never getting married. Wouldn't that be a shame? Oh, and Stacks, God bless it! Dropping out the ropes, and Dani Luna sent to the outside of the low bridge. Now Arianna Grace taking advantage of the drop kick. Here's the cover. Lei Ling Lee kicks out at 2. And again, you can use the hashtag TNA Sacrifice to be part of the conversation. And of course, Arianna Grace taking advantage of any moment she can to hold on to her only recognition in this business that she stole. Cover, hook on the far leg, and a 2 count on Lei Ling Lee.
Stacks had to get himself involved.
This is one of the most despicable, disrespectful,
But technically it's legal.
Pathetic excuses for the TNA Knockouts World Champion in a long damn time. Net breaker on Lei Ling Lee. Here's the cover by Arianna Grace. Look at the far leg, and Dani Luna breaks it up. And right now, Dani Luna, Again, should not be playing around with Arianna Grace, knowing how bad she was. Oh my God! Just knocked her out with that elbow. Oof. You got knocked the fuck out, bitch! And right now, Dani Luna might have removed Arianna Grace from the equation. Wait a minute, inside leg hook. Come on, Cradle! And 2 count by Lee. And once again, we are down to the 2 that are home founded here in TNA. Big boot, covered by Dani Luna. Kick out at 2 by Lee. The fact of the matter, though, that Dani Luna has not been to the mountaintop yet, and many people have already put her into that equation, shows how much we believe that Dani Luna should be TNA Knockouts World Champion, despite her overall aggressive, unhinged nature. At the end of the day, though, Walter, sometimes you need that edge to get ahead in this business. And Dani Luna realized that when Spitfire was literally split. It's that anger that has driven Dani Luna this close to the title. Where's driven another big boot? Got caught in like crap. Smart move by the former champion, Trevor Slater. Arianna Grace, though, trying to take advantage here with a karate. Again, desperation, and you can see it in Arianna Grace's face. She knows that she is the most vulnerable here than she has been so far since stealing the TNA Knockouts World Championship. Dani Luna left at bay. Arianna Grace sent up into Dani Luna's shoulders. Fireman's carry. Dani Luna, Arianna. Oh! Big spin kick. And a pump kick by Arianna Grace. Wipes out Lee. Big boom. Wipes Arianna Grace by Dani Luna. And might be looking for the Luna landing. And a counter, front face lock, Fisherman's net breaker. Good grief. And Lee spinning Silva up, and Arianna Grace over. Remember, first pinfall submission inside the ring will be the TNA Knockouts World Champion. Setting up the Warriors way in the cover on Dani Luna with the sliding lariat prevents the change.
That's the issue. You gotta keep your head on a swivel on these matches.
All 3 of these women heavily fighting for the TNA Knockouts World Championship, and to your point, keeping each other at bay every possible second. Now we got to see who gets the advantage first here. TNA Knockouts World Championship going all the way back to 2008, held by, of course, Gail Kim, and defined by the likes of Awesome Khan, Taylor Wilde, Brooke Tessmarker, Angelina Jolie, Rosemary back in 2017, Jordan Grace, she that will not be named, but I'll still name her, Masha Slammers, and of course, Hardcore Country, Mickie James, amongst so many others. Deadly strikes there, though, by the former mixed martial artist. Oh, looking for Thunderstruck. Arianna Grace able to escape.
Botch. Not Angelina Jolie, Angelina Love.
Yeah, my bad. I just realized that. That's why I get talking about movies with you. Find out more about movies.
Did you say Angelina Jolie for real? I didn't even realize
he did. He did.
Bomb cover 2. Come on, fuck it. Damn it. Yeah,
he did, and you missed it, Walter. For like 10 minutes before we went on the air, we were having a conversation about Jim Carrey movies.
Well, to be fair, that's far more Hollywood than Ryan Nemeth ever will be. Slingshot Blue Thunderbomb for the near fall, by the way. Apologies, folks. Sorry, not sorry, by the way, for my biased nature again. And Zara Brookside right now trying to keep Stacks at bay. Dani Luna, though, trying to separate those two for whatever reason. Again, the focus, though, needs to be on the TNA Knockouts World Champion. Big elbow again rocks Arianna Grace. Frick her jaw in the process if you can. Luna sending Grace back inside the ring as Grace clutches her head. And a jawbreaker there by the champion. Ooh, man, nasty DDT. Cover to retain the title. Kick out at 2.5 by Dani Luna. Woof. Grace's eyes starting to bug out of her head, knowing how close she is to losing this championship and how we rectify this mistake that's happened. Now the 70th TNA Knockouts World Champion in this company's history. A blemish. And hopefully a fleeting note. All right, Grace going up to the top rope right now. Big right-hand shot by Dani Luna. Lee so far nowhere to be found for the moment. Oh, boy, this is dangerous. Arianna Grace, Dani Luna high above the ring. And Dani Luna might be looking for a gut-wrench superplex. Now changing position, this could be disaster and could spell doom for Arianna Grace. Steelz, though, trying to save his woman. And the side kick by Elayna wipes Steelz out as Steelz collapse. And Elayna from the back. Superplex!
Here we go.
Could it be enough? Elayna to cover and Dani kick on it too. Immediately going for the cover on Arianna Grace. Looking at the far leg. A kick out by Grace at 2. But just barely. Take a look. Superplex Samoan drop combination on Dani and Arianna Grace, who fell from the highest district. Sarah Brookside trying to encourage her friend, looking to become a 2-time TNA Knockouts World Champion, now hoisting up Arianna Grace, possibly for the Warriors way again. And once again, Steelz trying to get involved and saving his woman, Sarah Brookside, finally trying to move Steelz in this equation. Come on, Brookside, kick his ass off. Fucking Grace from behind wipes Brookside out. This match really starting to come apart here as expected. Whoa, they with the cannonball, wiping out NXT.
Nice.
But again, you got to focus on pinning somebody inside. So bring her inside already. Or don't, and focus on Dani. Just get the towel off her fucking shoulders. And right now, Elayna staring across the ring from Dani, the original 2 that have been at this vendetta. And this is what TNA is all about. They were supposed to have this one-on-one match, as I said, going all the way back to fucking Genesis. And Elayna has been dying to get her hands on her in a championship matter. Now they finally get it one-on-one for the time being. But again, time is of the essence with the importance of bringing back home the TNA World Championship. God damn that elbow. Vision's forearm receipt there by Elayna, and both these warriors squaring it out in the middle of a TNA ring. Pushing each other to their limits. And again, Elayna and Dani not letting up an inch. All in the name of the TNA Knockouts World Championship to be the knockout. Kick to the hamstring by Elayna. Spinning Soulbot. Bends Dani over for the moment. Went for the high kick, with Elayna able to execute. Weights lock applied, looking for the Elayna rope. Elayna able to hold on, though. And Dani catching Elayna in the body hold. Able to escape. Oh! And a big spin kick rocks Dani. So much been taken out of all 3 of these women, though, Walter. Again, as much as I've been taken out almost. Critical moment, here. Looking to hoist her up again. Right up on the shoulders, looking for the Warriors. Wait! Counter her. 1, 2, and Steelz picks her off. No, not like this. You fucking kidding? Grace from the front. God fucking damn it. Arianna Grace is still TNA Knockouts World Champion. Fucking parasites.
I told you she was just gonna take advantage of something.
Piece of shit. Oh, wait a minute. Carlos Silva,
hey, man.
Of course. Someone get that disrespectful piece of trash out of fucking TNA. Once again, this company is under a stranglehold by an ungrateful, disrespectful leech of development that feels like a prima donna, unraised proper, platinum queen.
I know you don't like it, but I mean, there's no rules in the triple threat, so really they didn't do anything wrong.
Well, either way, this tragedy and injustice continues. Take a look back at how this all happened, Walter. The Warriors' way on Dani as Elayna was able to put her down. Lateral press and Steelz jumping into the ring, holding Elayna back as Arianna Grace crawled like the parasite she is to hold on to the TNA Knockouts World Championship.
Exactly what I told you was going to happen. She was going to take advantage of somebody else's finisher.
Commendable battle by Elayna and Dani as NXT still holds the gold in TNA, and Arianna Grace and Steelz, who soon will be in divorce court, hopefully sooner rather than later, still holds on to the TNA Knockouts World Championship.
Maybe somebody from TNA can get it back on an NXT PLE.
Well, what? Okay, fuck those two. I don't give a fuck about anyone else. What's this?
The rabbit.
Again, Mara Sade, who's supposed to be preparing for a match here against Elayna Black here shortly. And now there's Rosemary. Huh?
This ain't the Matrix, but you gotta follow the white rabbit.
Yeah, well, why is that leading to the crazy Miss Mad Hatter Rosemary, though?
The Mad Hatter, the rabbit.
And in hindsight, I guess it actually makes sense, though. This is definitely not Wonderland.
I don't know. It's a wonderland I wouldn't mind visiting.
Well, either way.
Hell no.
I don't know about living there, but visiting.
Wrestle House? Oh, God, no. Don't bring that back. No. No, 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 no. What?
The hell was that?
Little like pixie dust that flew across the screen there.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. What is Rosemary trying to do here? Well, regardless, Mara Sade prepared to face Elayna Black in ODQ action. Still to come tonight here at TNA Sacrifice. Coming up next, though, Mustafa Ali and Tashs, Steelz, who we saw earlier, talking, maybe negotiating with the system, because Eddie Edwards has that TNA World title shot. They're in mixed tag team action against Trey Miguel and Jada Stone as TNA Sacrifice continues.
Tasha asked at the end of that, are we really going to trust the system? And Mustafa said, hell no.
Well, at this point, collusion is the greatest conspiracy right now when it comes to this faction warfare between the system and the freaking Order 4, for all we know, that might be working together tonight for a common cause. Either way, here comes Mustafa Ali. For Ali, do you still trust? We get ready for this mixed tag team match. Bloody hell. Anyway. Sorry, not sorry for my recent biased nature earlier. I stand what I stand by. Fuck that NXT. Anyway, the Order 4, of course, who have been a thorn in TNA with their own propaganda campaign, encouraged by Tashs Steelz, really escalated since that Knockouts Battle Royale No Surrender when Tashs Steelz got eliminated by the Spark, Jada Stone, who recently got signed with Mila Moore, might I add, to TNA Wrestling at the same time as the Knockout. Mustafa Ali, who of course came back with a brand new finisher and a brand new attitude, and do as you see, Walter, after that freaking guitar-shaped coffin match, has targeted BDE, Rich Swann, and Trey Miguel, who have become a very friendly trio. It almost looks like, if you notice right now, Agent Zero is not with the Order 4. It almost feels like the system maybe was negotiating if Agent Zero could work with them for tonight. As Edwards claims he's going to get that title shot sooner rather than later.
Jada Stone.
Well, we all know how politics go, dude. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Jada Stone, who gave one of the most beautiful picture-perfect Hurricane Ranas I've ever seen in a long damn time to Mustafa Ali just this past Thursday on Impact Wrestling. Teaming up tonight with the current TNA International Champion, representing the 419, Trey Miguel, who, of course, won that title back in his return to TNA Wrestling at No Surrender. Former multiple-time X Division champion, of course, and former TNA Tag Team champion. Two people brought together against a common cause and against a common foe, but we all saw how dangerous Agent Zero was to nearly choke bombing Jada Stone. For those that don't know, Jada Stone is also, when I talk about the youth of this business, only 4 years involved in this business. She is called the Spark. She's been heavily involved, as I said, only on the independents, but you may have remembered her from Reality of Wrestling when she was involved in a match against Alejandra the Lion and Haley J in the Battle of the Bell Ladder. She's only been involved in TNA Wrestling, though, folks, as far as signed here to TNA Wrestling, since literally late last year in December. Taking on the
just when I finished getting used to Trey being a single star because the rest of the Rascals are in AEW, they put him in a mixed tag match.
Well, I mean, again, they both have a common enemy against the system. I think Mustafa Ali assaulted Rich Swann and BDE, and Trey Miguel came to their aid. Mustafa Ali and the Great Hands took advantage. And let's keep in mind, we know the system has already got gold in their future. Not just Eddie Edwards guaranteed TNA World title shot. They can cash it any time. The system, not the team we're going to see tonight, but the system that won that fatal four-way Tag Team Contenders match are going to challenge for the TNA World Tag Team Championships at Rebellion. Anyway, mixed tag matches, folks. The men fight the women fight the women. And TNA, like AEW, I guarantee you that shit won't last long.
No, of course not.
And I welcome it. We start things off and Mustafa Ali, one of the most, about to say, the man that came into TNA Wrestling when he first came in and beat Chris Sabin at No Surrender 2 years ago for the TNA X Division Championship. The last time the X Division Championship main evented a TNA special. And up and around right now as Trey Miguel tries to get the better Mustafa Ali. Yeah, except primarily, I still think Myron Reed and Leon Slater was the best match of that one other show. I think it was Victory Road. I don't remember if they were the main event, but if they were, then that was also rightfully deserved. The side headline. And what do you think goes through a man's mind when you're put inside a guitar casket, Walter, like Ali was against Elijah?
I don't know, suffocation, not being able to breathe, getting out of that. I don't know. But he came out with a new lease on life, so we'll see.
Yeah, it seems like a darker lease on life, if you ask me. Up in the over swing and a miss. Mustafa Ali again, the speed of Ali up against Trey. Take him to Harris. Trey lands on his feet, though. Kip up, stalemate. There they go here. Whoa, man, I knew they took his head with that kick.
Dude, the athleticism of both of them is crazy.
Don't blink or you'll miss.
Dude, and Ali's been around the block. He ain't a spring ticket either. He's still on this face.
And now tag made to Jada Stone that finally will get a piece of Tashs Steelz one-on-one. No love lost here with these two women. I guarantee you all that. There's a reason why she's called the Spark, by the way. When this Spark is lit, she pops. Take over to Harris to Tashs Steelz. Tashs Steelz, former TNA Knockouts World Champion, beat Mickie James for her only run with the gold. And former TNA Tag Team Champion for the Knockouts. And also, Mustafa Ali and Tashs Steelz have won together previously as a mixed tag team. And right now, Jada Stone, oh my word, whoa! Steelz and Stone are ready to get on, and the men trying to cool things off.
There's your spark, because she's fired up.
Who's more fired up here, Walter? Jeez.
I don't know. They say a fire can start from one spark, right?
I'm about to say, I want to see these two just be let loose, but apparently Mustafa Ali and Trey Miguel are trying to keep things composed here. And now a tag made to Ali and Trey, who, ironically enough, might be the faster, but the more cooler head competitors here. Jada Stone, by the way, did beat Tashs Steelz in a one-on-one match back in February, but it only lasted 5 minutes, and Tashs Steelz has not let it down since. And Ali wiping out Stone with a cheap shot and slips by Trey Miguel.
The girls might be too emotional, and when you lead with emotions, you tend to not focus, and you can lose the match easy. So maybe that's why both Ali and Trey try to take over.
And that inexperience, though, also might play in favor of Tashs Steelz and the Order for it, not just as a cohesive unit and a mixed duo, but also a level of experience here in TNA Wrestling. And Jada Stone's out to prove a point here, and you can see that. She wants the tag. She wants in this, and she doesn't give a damn if it's Ali or Steelz at this point. Hell, she'll probably take on the whole freaking Order for if she can. And a tag made.
She's crazy enough to do it.
We saw this on Thursday night where she was able to take Ali over with a Hurricane Rana, and the world was shocked. The crowd's chanting, "You fucked up." I'm not sure who at this point, and Ali right now just laughing off Jada Stone. Last time Jada Stone was involved in a mixed tag match was alongside Elijah, by the way, and that's the last time Jada 4 was involved in mixed tag warfare. And just literally ragdolling Jada by her hair. And by the way, Ali delivered that Highwayman's for Ohio driver to Jada Stone. So again, there's a lot of bad blood there too. Oh! That rebound
100%.
kick. And up in the electric chair right now, mounting Mustafa Ali is Jada Stone. Turn around, Cazadora up and over into a DDT! Spiking Ali!
It's not going to last long.
Trey Miguel right now.
Why doesn't Steel just come in?
Jada Stone, oh, the beautiful Hurricane Rana again!
Does Steel not realize she doesn't need to be tagged? The females are supposed to fight. She could just walk in.
Well, to your point, went for a shot. Mitchell's escaped by Jada Stone, and Tashs, Steelz, and Ali have been driven to the outside of the ring. I don't think they're going to be alone for too long, though, as Jada Stone might be looking to fly in the great hands playing defense.
I don't think
Miguel
Miguel
wait a minute,
cares
watch
about the
Miguel with the
great
step up, topic on Hilo. Wiping out Hotch and Skyler.
I think he used the second rope to bounce off. She ducked like she was going to get used.
And basically, that's the second time we've seen two people work together tonight. And Tashs Steelz is trying to take a shot at Jada Stone here on the outside. Of course, Jada Stone, who was distracted by Tashs Steelz this past Thursday on Impact against Elayna Black. Oh, God, a draping DDT on the from the apron to the floor by Ali to Stone.
Ouch.
Well, that just reset the entire momentum of this match. Take a look here as Tashs Steelz slid Jada Stone directly into Mustafa Ali, who dropped her with that draping DDT. Very like it is, go covered by Ali.
The referee shouldn't even be counting.
It doesn't matter in this match. Like I said, Walter, it's a mixed tag. And the thing about the fact that New Orleans was Mustafa Ali's TNA debut. Put that in perspective. His first actual run here in TNA. When he arrived here in ring competition before becoming TNA Exhibition Champion. And Irish women, Tashs Steelz now, a little bit of misstep. A messy sliced bread, but still got enough of it. Here's the cover, hook on the far leg, and a 2 count by Stone. Or 2 count on Stone.
I thought she reversed it. When she was trying to slip, she got reversed, but I guess not.
Well, you know, tension's at an all-time high, and I'm not just talking about the ropes in and out of the ring at this side. They're creating distance here, locking up against Jada
This
Stone.
is what, the third?
The sidestep
third or fourth match,
the outside.
man. People sweat all over that turnbuckle.
Well, action hot, fast, and furious here with all the animosity. Scott and Hot sending Steelz back to the inside, and
It's total
scouting
nonstop.
to make the tag here to Mustafa Ali or prevent Jada Stone to make the tag to Trey. Up kick, though, creates distance. Tag made Ali. Tag made to Trey. It's Ali to me, Trey Miguel once again. Oh, beautiful kick there as Trey Miguel goes up to the top rope. Big missile drop kick turns Ali up and over. Again, Miguel won the title, as I said, folks, at the Pinnacle in Nashville at No Surrender when he returned home to TNA Wrestling. And up in the corner. And look at the strength. Oh! Face first goes Ali with the twisting DDT. Now Tashs Steelz.
It's like a crossroads.
With a paintbrush to Trey Miguel. And I'm not talking about with a spray paint can. Trying to live the TNA National Champion. And Trey catching Tashs Steelz. A big shit. Backbreaker over the knee. Ali, though, sides up. Oh! And wipes out Jada Stone with that running kick. Ali connected with Jada Stone.
By the way, Noah, look how many.
He was looking for Miguel. Oh, man.
Look how many viewers we got, Noah.
Face first in the second turnbuckle, goes on lead full throttle after Trey Miguel went sidestep. And thank you to all, what is it? Again, I got to look at the monitor. 123 of you. If this is your first time, we do this for all the biggest shows, especially the PLEs for WWE, NXT, TNA, AEW, ROH cover, looking for our leg, back press, count. HOG, GCW, and Underground Promotions Level Studios for all fans wrestling. Look at that sidestep, by the way, and bam! That whiplash effect off the second
You couldn't
rope.
even get the 3 letters out. That's hilarious. You couldn't get the 3 letters out.
I am what I am, and I am what I am. Now Trey Miguel again caught, and Ali looking for his own. Oh, God! The date with the devil on the outside of the ring, that new finisher, that twisting over DDT. Tashs Steelz now legal. Tag made Trey Miguel in the drop stone as Trey was checking on Jada moments ago. And a big splash by Tashs Steelz. The cover with the near leg kick out at 2 by Trey. Good Lord. Now Trey Miguel cranes the distance between him and Tashs Steelz up on the second rope. Ali trying to come in for defense. Ali with the whiplash on it. Oh! Thrown into a cutter! And Tashs Steelz back press the cutter! Kick out at 2.5 by Trey. Whoa, that was close. That man, Ali's legal as Jada Stone finally makes her way up to the apron, and Walter might be having technical difficulties, but it's okay. He'll be back here in a moment, folks. As again, the Order 4 is trying to send a message towards any man or woman in TNA wrestling that opposes them. Gets a kick up, now skins the cat up to the top rope, and Trey in position again. Double knee drop! Huge opening here for the TNA International Champion. That's Ali and Trey are down. The Grey Hands looking on in anticipation and possibly desperation or frustration. Jada Stone ready for the tag. Tag made to Steelz, tag made to Stone. The women are once again at it. And again, Jada Stone trying to mount a comeback. Trying to keep up here. Oh, man, big forearm. And Jada looking to follow in. Sidestep by Tasha. Jada up and over. Hooks Tasha. Nice rope through. Oh, man. The high knees. Follow a drop kick to the spine. Not sure if you got all the knees, but definitely great double offense there by Jada Stone.
Moonsault or something.
Moonsault. Cover the far leg. Kick out at 2 by Steelz. Those are like Starship Pain. Speaking shades of Johnny Impact. Tag made Ali.
She was athletic is what it was.
Now, again, we talked about before, man, the potential of the youth to cultivate here in TNA Wrestling. Set up and over. Tashs Steelz, though, with the assist. Oh, it didn't work out.
She spiked him.
Steelz lended Stone to that DDT on Ali. Irish whip reversal. Jada Stone off the ropes. Pop up. Oh, to a destroyer! Good Lord, Stone! Jada Stone's on a roll, and I like what this woman's bringing. And up to the top rope again. So they fearless with the moonsault, wiping out the Order 4. This is Jada Stone's coming out party for sure here in TNA Wrestling. What a showcase. Oh, look at Ali, though. Able to beat Jada Stone on the uprise. And right now, Ali looking for a desperate play. What the hell is about to happen here? Oh, dear God. Oh, no. Oh, no. No, not this. Not from the top rope. Not like this. Ali, what the hell? Oh, the Frankensteiner! Hurricanrana takeover by Jada Stone of the attempted crucifix bomb. And the Grey Hands coming in. Trey Miguel taking out Hodge and Skyler. Coach Tissy Moonsault coming to kick it to an attempts. How the fuck did Ollie survive that? Are you freaking kidding me? This sold-out crowd is on their feet for the first time tonight in what Jada Stone is presenting. Trey in absolute disbelief. And the crowd chanting, "This is awesome," for the first time. And now, wait a minute, Tashs Steelz with Trey Miguel's TNA International Championship Great Hands taking Trey down. The Great Hands, what the hell are they doing? What the what? That's a zip tie. The Great Hands are literally arresting Trey Miguel where he can't help Jada Stone, bracing him to the bottom rope, and the referee has no idea. This is absolutely insane. And Miguel is literally handcuffed to the bottom rope via zip tie. Jada Stone's on her own. And Ali is still legal. There's nowhere to go, there's nowhere to run, and there's no one to aid her. Now hoisted. God! Dance with the devil! Cover! 2! Uh-oh, come on, you despicable. Looking Trey dead in the eyes. Could have gone for the win, but lifts Jada Stone's head. Could have held it right there. All right, enough insult to injury. That's a woman, damn it. What are you fucking proving? Ali is hell-bent on destroying Jada Stone, and the referee is trying to free Trey Miguel before this onslaught. Someone fucking stop this! You rat bastard! Pathetic splash! For the love of God, count the fucking three, you despicable propaganda politician bitch! Order 4 wins.
Well then.
Never in my life have I seen such a corrupted political figure in wrestling go to these lengths just to make a fucking statement. And for what? Your own fucking ego? Regardless, Order 4 wins tonight at Sacrifice, sacrificing Jada Stone in front of Trey Miguel as a dance with the devil led to her downfall, but an incredible showcase nonetheless for the Spark.
Well, I guess we can no longer ask Jada Stone if she ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight.
Again, that 450 JJ was overkill and absolutely unnecessary.
Maybe so, but you got to admit it was pretty.
Well, regardless, Jada Stone had this match nearly won all on her own, and you saw how desperate the Order 4 got with the Great Hands involvement. Insult to injury, but statement made against Trey Miguel and the TNA National Champion.
But close only counts, Noah, and horseshoes and hand grenades.
Well, nonetheless, I fear this spark will be reignited again soon enough, and Jada Stone is someone to watch out for. And mark my words, she is far from done with Tashs Steelz. As we go backstage to Ling Lee and Zaya Brookside with this.
Calm, Noah. Calm. Let's just see where the story's going to take us here, okay? Whenever women have been involved backstage, we've been seeing a white rabbit. So let's just wait and see where things go, okay?
And Cinderella coming backstage to break up this. All right. Cinderella booking a TNA Knockouts World Championship match this Thursday. Zaya Brookside against Arianna Grace.
Okay. But coming up next is a match that where does Alicia Edwards' loyalties truly lie?
Play the button was able to rip the fucking cock off that freaking shithead. Anyway, Moose coming up next against Eddie Edwards as Moose tries to, once again, as you so elegantly put it, disable the system. As Sacrifice continues here. Again, Sacrifice is being made left and right. Ugh.
Darren G with the joke of the night saying that the demon Rosemary took Walter.
That or technical difficulties or other priorities. Nonetheless, an incredible showcase by Jada Stone. And again, Mustafa Ali, absolutely deplorable. As we get ready for our next match here, you all can talk for a moment as I breathe.
And Nick, don't
little does he know, I wouldn't mind being taken.
Don't worry, Nick. Walter's been having technical difficulties. I'm in the green room and can pop in where we are, and there's always the reliable Noah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, as we get ready for our next match here, we of course saw the system rebooted for the third time after Eddie Edwards betrayed Moose and JDC at JDC's official retirement, welcoming Bear Bronson into the system. And Eddie Edwards added to this version, of course, Cedric Alexander to the equation. With Alicia Edwards' new outlook on betting on herself, re-signing to TNA Wrestling, and Moose systematically destroying the system one by one through street fights, heavyweight affairs, and 5-second quick moments. And literally the Atlanta Falcons running back defense line. All that stands now is the source of the system, the code himself, Eddie Edwards, for Moose to be free from this previous equation. It's Moose and Eddie Edwards, one on one.
I'm a little afraid that Moose is letting his guard down, and she's going to show the alignment to her husband.
Well, we'll find out tonight if you soon enough are once again re-enabling a cheat code that led so much to the system's rule over TNA Wrestling. As here comes the face of the franchise with Alicia Edwards at his side. And Moose, as I said, former TNA World Champion. When TNA was brought back to life, he took the title from Alex Shelley back at Hard to Kill and had a historical run until he lost in a six-pack challenge at Summerversary to who finally became TNA World Champion for the first time ever, Joe Hendry. He went on later to become the X Division Champion and make sure that title was held in a higher regard than the TNA World Championship itself. Moose is a Grand Slam champion here in TNA Wrestling and has been a face of TNA since leaving football for professional wrestling back in 2017 when he showed up in the six-sided ring. We saw him, of course, beat Alexander in an Atlantic street fight. He beat Byron Myers one-on-one in record time, and he recently beat Bear Bronson this past Thursday on Impact. And here comes the guy behind the system since the pilots. Oh, boy. And, of course, we know, Walter, Eddie Edwards literally has a guaranteed shot at the TNA World Championship thanks to that Feast or Fire briefcase, and he was trying to negotiate with the Order 4 is Special Agent Zero, who is no stranger to Moose, damn near concussed the man, by the way, in the first ever encounter, as an insurance policy.
Yeah, no stranger at all. Gonna see.
And it looks like Alicia Edwards is going to leave.
This
Moose
brings a whole.
Go ahead, Walter.
It brings a whole new meaning to like tearing a system from within. He was in it. Now he's out of it. Moose, I'm speaking of. So best way to take it out. You were in it. Now you should know how the system works and be able to build the antivirus.
Oh wait a minute! Edwards bringing out a kendo stick.
Oh, the bell ain't ring.
Of course, Eddie Edwards has a hold of his trusted kendo stick that has defined most of his TNA career, Kenny the kendo stick. Again, this is not a no-qualification match, though, and I don't think Eddie Edwards gives a damn. And if he wants it, I think Moose would actually allow it. At the end of the day, this is the bad blood between these two men more than anything. We've seen the cracks form multiple months when it came to Eddie Edwards and Moose and the outlook of the system. And Alicia Edwards grabbing the kendo stick, and the bell is officially rung, and this one match is underway. Oh, man! And down goes Edwards with that plump kick. As you saw, the Edwards came out with nobody, and Alicia Edwards has left ringside. Edward has to face Moose all on his own, Walter.
I don't like those odds.
Yeah, it's Edwards right now, who looks like he's on the back. Oh, what the fuck? What the hell? Ain't that 0? Oh, come on.
This must have been what the discussion was.
We talked about that meeting earlier that happened during the countdown. And literally, like you said, Walter, the fix was in from the get-go. Eddie Edwards said, if you can fix the system's Moose problem, I will guarantee you the first shot at the TNA World Championship when I gain the title. And look at Alicia Edwards trying to come to the aid of Moose and Eddie Edwards holding her back. Regardless, this match has been thrown out. Moose wins via disqualification, but it doesn't matter. This was never about a victory. This was about a statement and eliminating, in Eddie Edwards' opinion, the ultimate virus to the system. The personal weapon of Mustafa Ali unleashed tonight with paid interest. Bullshit.
Shouldn't Moose have known this, though? You've been in the
Moose had
system
no
long
idea
enough
this
to know
happened
something
earlier.
was up.
No one did. This is the definition of looking at anything but a winner after a match.
By the way, check the private chat when you can.
Well, I hope Eddie Edwards is proud of himself. What a four out of air in the bargain. Will Eddie Edwards hold up his? And will we have a brand new TNA World Championship in the system?
I was way off. I somehow thought she was going to show her true colors.
Yeah, apparently. Seriously. All right. Well, that was bullshit. Damn. Well, Moose wins regardless. The match did happen.
Barely.
Barely is the fucking answer of the night. Jeez.
I think Noah wishes that the Arianna Grace match had gone that quickly.
You have no fucking idea. Anyway, as Maclin speaks right now, we got a momentary break as Maclin talks about the sacrifices he's made and talking about, again, that Santana has no idea what sacrifice is, and tonight he looks to tag him and bag him. Again, Steve Maclin versus Mike Santana for the TNA World Championship still to come, but coming up next, Sade goes one-on-one against Elayna Black, and this time it's a no disqualification match.
And again, shout out to the 185 of y'all that are tuned in for us right now. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. Make sure you're following the social media accounts that are appearing at the top of the screen. And keep in mind that we are doing a pledge drive right now, trying to raise $200 for a $50 donation. Noah will sing Sweet Caroline in a white shirt. As we take a look at the skater girl herself, the former Cora Jade, Elayna Black, with renewed interest and vigor for her love of professional wrestling. Walter, this is a match straight out of our NXT as Cora Jade and Jakara Jackson are about to go head-to-head.
Yeah.
Cora Jade died a proper death, and Elayna Black couldn't be happier for it as we come into this match following, again, the outcomes of what happened during that Knockouts Battle Royale. Talk about the bad blood earlier with Jada Stone and Tashs Steelz. There's bad blood that goes back with these two, as you, of course, see right now. Sade holding pretty much a rhinestone-encrusted baseball bat, ready to take it to the streets in style. And, of course, we know this woman's been endorsed for her extreme nature and artistry by the Hardys. And Elayna Black already beat Sade with a knuckle duster in singles action following that battle royale, which led to this no disqualification match tonight. And apparently it seems that Sade is trying to strike some sort of deal with Rosemary, as we saw earlier. And we still don't know the implications of that yet. Well, Black attacking from behind, trying to seize the bat. The bell is officially run again, folks. Here, there's no disqualification. Anything goes. Only way to win is to be a pinfall or submission. This is Elayna Black's third singles match since being, fourth singles match since being signed to TNA Wrestling on the behest of the assistant to the director of authority. Her first order of business, might I add, Daria Ray.
Who she just hugged?
Probably her mother, I had to guess. Big right hand by Elayna Black. And we know Elayna Black can take it to the extreme. If you follow this woman on Independence like I have before NXT turned her into almost a freaking wreck. As she spoke verbatim about with Denise Salcedo of how much your dream could really be a nightmare. And of course, we've also seen Mara Sade take no shit from anybody. Let's not forget the war she had with Ryan Nemeth. Every chance she got, she super kicked the spray paint tan off his fucking face. As both of these women are trying to rise to the top of this very competitive, young, hungry, still very developmental, in my opinion, TNA Knockouts division. And the chaotic scene we've seen all night here with these women. You saw what happened.
It's got a lot to go to get to the former.
Right. I mean, look, you think about Layling Lee and Danny Luna and the level of experience they offer, and then you saw the potential you got in Jada Stone. You saw the rage, fury, hatred with freaking Tashs Steelz. Now a kendo stick in hand. Oh, man. And a kendo stick to the ribs of Mara Sade. Now Elayna Black with a weapon in hand. Again, it's all perfectly legal.
Everything legal.
Zone. And it's the comfort zone of Elayna Black. If you followed her works before NXT, turn her into a PG wreck. Again, kendo stick to the spine. Elayna Black, who shared the reign with the likes of Blair Onyx, the current WWE ID Women's Champion now, of course. Laney Luck was involved previously all over the independents and even involved in AEW during the dark period. And a step-up drop kick, stopping Elayna Black down her tracks. He sees the stop sign. Good grief. The stop sign literally was to stop Elayna Black in her tracks, I guess. And wait a minute. Elayna Black just crawled underneath the ring. What the fuck's she doing? Where'd she go? All right. Elayna Black just vanished. How you manage to thin air, Walter?
I wonder if there's a rat. Maybe there's a rabbit down there.
Well, I mean, Myers today checking all four sides. Professor, I think, oh, a fire extinguisher to the midsection. Oh, man, trying to extinguish Morrison's chances. Elayna Black doing some dark trickery here tonight at TNA Sacrifice. And again, it's all legal. Elayna Black says she runs this shit. She's been saying that since she came into TNA. And right now, this is where Elayna Black
the referee can do but count to three.
Well, you're absolutely right. There's no countouts. Face first in the steel ring steps. And you know Elayna Black's going to take her time here. She's going to be here. She's going to try. She's here to make a statement. Let's just call it what it is, all right? Face first in the apron was Mara Sade. Mara Sade, of course, who's only been involved in wrestling now, folks, for 3 years. You might remember her as the former Jakara Jackson. And of course, talked about before, no countouts, no disqualifications. Only way to win be a pinfall or submission. We saw a personal that got when these two jaw-jacked each other after the outcome of that Knockouts Battle Royale on TNA Impact after No Surrender. Now it's Steelz sharing the hand of Elayna Black. And looking away.
Yep.
Mara Sade's back.
Equalizer.
It's also one of those things, though, you talk about that fucking NXT, and I will never call it anything but that. You're right. There's a similarity with these two. And these two are trying to separate each other, not only from that brand and that identity, but from each other. And I don't think you go further than cover Hook of the far leg back press, then kicking each other's ass in a no disqualification match here in TNA Wrestling.
Right.
Hashtag TNA Sacrifice now trending worldwide on social media. Again, folks, you all can be part of the conversation using hashtag TNA Sacrifice. And again, if you are, thank you for supporting TNA Wrestling and also us here at the Simba Studios. Please like, subscribe, comment, and tell a friend. Oh, man. A double stomp right to the lower back of Sade. Shoots the half, brings it towards center. Hook on the far leg. Gets a 1 count on that cover. And once again, Elayna Black going to the outside of the ring for more tools of punishment, bringing out the lumber. And now, Elayna Black is not going to get the people what they want after they cheered for a table involvement. Now, Elayna Black, once again, looking to keep control of this no disqualification punishment her own way and not the audience way. Grabbing the hair of Sade. Irish whip, questionable.
Sade is yet to be able. She
Right?
is yet to be able to get the hold of that diamond-studded bat.
You wonder, is that going to be the key to this equation to victory, or is that going to be, honestly, her demise? To your point, it's still there in the ring, but now Elayna Black going back to a rest hold here. Sleeper hold applied. Rear naked choke. Sade pointed the elbow underneath the jawline, but smart move by Sade, trying to keep her fingers in between the forearm of Elayna Black and her throat. Trying to literally squeeze the life out of Sade's body as Sade grasps that baseball bat and finally gets Sade in the arm with it. Again, all those studded spots on that bat to the exposed area of Elayna Black. Ooh.
She hitting anything, the thigh, the stomach.
What an oxymoron. A stylish weapon. Ooh.
Right?
Down goes Elayna Black with almost modified sling blade or hair whip. Trying to breathe new life here to this match. Of course, both these women trying to breathe new life in their young TNA careers in pursuit of the TNA Knockouts World Championship. Just throwing herself in the corner with the forearm. Momentum shift might be on the horizon. Chair the midsection right now. And Sade in the driver's seat, looking to give Elayna Black her own seat. What can Mara be thinking here? Going off the second row. Good grief. Into the chair with the cross body. The cover. Hook on the far leg and a 2 count. Well, it certainly was anything
Pretty
but
strong
pretty,
chair.
but it was definitely effective. It's a good rally so far, though, Walter. Just call it what it is right now. It's a rally. Blocks the kick.
Yeah.
Oh! Izaguri by Elayna Black. Elayna Black, who was trained by Mandy Sachs on her way to coming back to wrestling. And taken down hard. Cover hook on the far leg and a 2 count on Elayna Black. Could show a strength there. Elayna Black might be... Hard. Yeah, Elayna Black might literally be at her wit's end right now with Sade and the fact that she still is involved in this match. And what the hell?
Oh my God.
Oh, no.
What's in the bag?
Remember what I said about Elayna Black versus what NXT PG turned her into? Yeah, you're about to see what Elayna Black is truly about. Thumbtacks! Hundreds of nasty little acupuncture. Someone's about to become a human pincushion.
And Sade's exposed because her shirt is only half a shirt.
Yeah, exactly. Wait a minute. The back body drop. And Elayna Black caught some of the tacks. Did not get out scot-free. Nasty landing there. And again, a victim of her own sins or her own weaponry. Now Sade hoisting Elayna Black. And power slam back first into the tacks.
I have never wanted to be thumbtacks more in my life.
You know, there might be a proverbial pleasure in deep in Elayna Black at the fact that she's back in tacks. I'm just saying. And right now, Sade going up to the top rope. Again, channeling her into her Hardy with a beautiful moonsault. Cut off the far leg. And Sade with the win.
I got that one wrong. I picked Black.
Sade shining Elayna Black up. They definitely are not the same, but Sade was the better knockout tonight in this no disqualification affair, pinning in more ways than one Elayna Black tonight at Sacrifice.
You know who did pick Sade? This guy.
Beautiful, picture-perfect moonsault finish for the win by Mara Sade. Sending Elayna Black her first loss tonight at Sacrifice. Pretty good risk taken by both women here in this match, but clearly Mara Sade was the greater risk taker, and it worked in her favor. Well done, Mara.
Black, she did it to herself. She's the one who introduced the thumbtacks.
Well, to be fair, she also introduced this match in happening after knocking out Mara Sade with a knuckle duster in their only ever singles encounter. Payback's a bitch, and apparently it involves tax and the moonsault. As we got another break here for a moment.
And the unwritten rule of weaponry, he or she who introduces it usually takes it.
And you couldn't be more right there. Well, again, folks, if you're tuning in for the first time, current, you see all the banners going across the screens. We are the Super Lava Studios. You can find us at SR Studios 24 on the X for all your continued coverage, updates, interviews, and engagements for all things wrestling and entertainment. It's been a wild night here tonight. We only have 2 matches left. As you see, Steve Maclin preparing to show us he has sacrificed more for this chance and for the right to be called TNA World Champion again versus Mike Santana's story of self-redemption. And we also know the fix might be in thanks to Eddie Edwards and the system and the Order Force negotiation. Again, still to come tonight, Mike Santana defending the TNA World Championship on his own behest, wanting to kick Steve Maclin's ass, getting the man reinstated just so he could do it with the TNA World Championship on the line as interest.
I do have 2 things that I want to bring up.
Go for it.
One is an announcement from the Reign of Honor show tonight, not a spoiler, but an announcement. Excuse me.
Go for it. Let's see what you got here. What? And you guys know we are honorable in telling you that we will be covering that here at the Super Studio. So please stay tuned as Ring of Honor, Supercar of Honor joins the Super Lava Studios non-stop watch-along schedule for 2026, Friday, May 15th. Stay tuned. Yes! That makes me very happy. Thank you. I needed that upbeat.
And then the other one is a match graphic for a show that Walter and I weren't going to go to in Vegas. But I think now that this match has been announced, we might go to this show as we have nothing else booked at the time. Walter, how do you feel about going to this show ahead of Bloodsport now?
Oh, shit. I wouldn't
The
mind.
reaction was priceless.
Wow. Wow. That's going to be a banger.
I'm about to say, Walter, you're in stunned disbelief.
I think we just added
they ramping
another
it up
show
for
to our
Vegas.
Friday card.
And again, folks, you're going to get a whole lot of watch-alongs during WrestleMania week as, of course, we prepare for the inevitable that's ahead in April, where every wrestling company under the sun will gather in the City of Sin, bringing you the passion, the coverage, the outlook for all things professional wrestling. And, of course, my outlook, and I don't digress in that. My outlook on the business, not let up, as I will have 5 sleepy dinnings alone in April for those shows as you see them. So stay tuned when I moderate Sleepy Dinnings for NXT Stand and Deliver, AEW Dynasty, TNA Rebellion, and both nights of WrestleMania, all consecutively throughout April. Stay tuned for further details on that and so much more here at the Super Reliable Studios. We get ready now for our semi-main event. It's not righteous. It damn sure is strange, but this could lead to the system momentum ahead of their match for the TNA World Tag Team Championships at Rebellion. With Matt Hardy taken out in the stairwell by the system, Vincent has stepped up to the plate as the righteous believes them and the Hardys are better together. It's Jeff Hardy and Vincent versus Brian Myers and Cedric of the system up next, and that's our semi-main event.
Kind of bummed the righteous
Hardy
music
was
isn't
kicking
loaded into here.
About to say, JJ,
I know, right?
what are you trying to do here? Get a copyright strike, man. Do what I'm saying. But nonetheless, We saw, of course, the Righteous confronted the system alongside the Hardys when it came to the system wanting to seize the TNA Tag Team Championships. The Righteous had a chance probably to become the one contenders in that fatal four-way, but the system took advantage. In 8-man warfare, we saw Bear Bronson crush Jeff Hardy earlier this year. And as we saw this past Thursday on Impact, Matt Hardy was taken out.
I'm not sure I 100% trust the Righteousness if they don't have a hidden agenda here. If I was the Hardys, I wouldn't let my guard down.
Well, how many people have been lobbying, Jesse Ventura conspiracy theory aside, for the Righteous versus the Hardys in the Hardy compound? Ever since we saw the Righteous take the Hardys on for the TNA Tag Team Championships, and literally freaking Dutch went, "We want this," and the Hardys just getting what they wanted, pain, and they got victory from it. We've seen the Righteous and the Hardys coexist, so much so we saw this crazy foursome at freaking No Surrender work cohesively and nearly get the victory. Regardless, whether or not you trust the system, with Special Agent Zero part of maybe their firewall, the system might be very much in control tonight of the future of TNA wrestling and all the gold. Really, JJ? Really? Folks, yeah, this is a thing. I'm just gonna continue. I'm gonna look at the monitor and continue to do my job.
JJ, do your job like singing Sweet Caroline if we get a $50 donation. Get that donation in now, people. I promise you, what you're donating towards is well worth it.
No, it's not, because the Superman only wears suits. The Superman doesn't sing. The Superman does commentary. That being said, the Superman will also tell you this. The system, who's been running roughshod since version 1.0, now version 3.0, are looking to regain the TNA tag gold. For the longest time, Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards held the gold for the system, and it was at the expense of the Hardys and, of course, the former ABC. The Righteous are coming. Oh. Well. All right, enough of that. The Righteous, maybe anything but Righteous by name, sending you on a psychedelic acid trip, bringing stranger things as Vincent snaps his way to the ring, teaming alongside one of his idols in Jeff Hardy. I look at Vincent as a macabre when it comes to the way he carries himself and the way he speaks, Walter. He speaks in riddles, honestly, and half of the time they make no rhyme or reason or sense at all, except inside that crazy man's mind. Channeling the Hardy face paint tonight as we're about to get fully loaded.
He can only make sense to himself. I'm sure he even doubts himself.
That sentence in itself sounds illogical. Nonetheless, here we go. Oh my gosh, this show has taken me up and down and all around. But at least I know the bunny is one step closer to being revived back to life. And again, I still don't know what the frick that freaking arrangement with Mara Sade led to, and what the hell just got happened to Mila Moore. I mean, if she signed it on Dead Realm, honestly, that probably would be an improvement. This unique relationship, as I said, with the Righteous and the Hardys escalated after the teams worked together at No Surrender and faced each other back at Genesis for the TNA Tag Team Championships. I would have never thought about Hardys and this working together. Despite the history of the Hardys leading generations and encouraging generations of tag teams all across the world in professional wrestling. For those that don't know, the Hardys are currently... Go ahead, Walter.
What if TNA signed your girl, the bunny, and that's what this whole shit is about?
It might be the one thing I care about in the Knockouts division. Again, I'll say it once, I'll say it again. The only reason I'm watching TNA verbatim via highlights, it's because of Rosemary's attempt at resurrecting the bunny. Nonetheless, this has been an interesting development tonight. So he has not necessarily claimed their sin, but they may have just claimed me more as a sacrifice. And again, look at the face paint, Walter. 1/2 Hardy, 1/2 on Vincent. The two apparently complete each other. And that's a very weird combination. Talking about how
between the White Rabbit and the Righteous, I don't know how many drugs you have to be on to understand this show.
I'm just going to say this right now. This is a Superman public service announcement. Don't do drugs. You'll live better, and you'll also be more sane. Thank you. And of course, the Righteous have been trying to support and help the Hardys as their current run as TNA Tag Team Champions. They have now been the Tag Team Champions, folks, for 4 times in their career in TNA alone. And this is day 251, and they have 7 defenses in their current run. And ironically enough, the last defense was against the Righteous at Genesis. They have not defended the title since January 17th, but will defend them against the System at Rebellion in Cleveland, April 11th. Bell rings were underway. And the System combination that will face them is not Cedric Alexander and Brian Myers. It's Bear Bronson and Brian Myers. And again, Eddie Edwards, while he still has a chance to become TNA World Champion, it's still just a chance. He has not accomplished anything. So as far as the negotiation goes with the Order 4, if he doesn't fulfill his end of the bargain, it's still going to be a very dangerous night for the System. Poetry.
Poetry in motion.
A step up forearm line there. Instead of Alexander trying to come in with the run-in. Now, what the hell? And Vincent following with his own poetry in motion. Step up for him in the corner. Instead of Alexander.
I thought he was going to do the actual old school because he can still do it. Hardy changed it because of his age.
I mean, to be fair, Jeff Hardy has tried to literally redefine his style. How many times now? And right now, the Hardy, this is just too weird. Jeff Hardy and Vincent flying around ringside. This almost was like a day in the park for a kid with their idol.
Right? He got a new submission move now to try to change his style again.
I never thought I would say Jeff Hardy and submissionists in the same sentence. Oh! The fact of the matter, though, is Matt Hardy says he was attacked from behind. He didn't see his attackers. The Righteous said it was the System that did it and immediately stepped up to the Hardy's defense. So again, Walter, was the fix in? Did the Righteous do it to Matt Hardy? We don't know. We may never know. And again, folks, it will be Bear Bronson and Brian Myers challenging the Hardys for the TNA World Tag Team Championships at Rebellion. And yes, we will be covering that.
You better soften them up now.
Grabbing the forearm, throwing him towards the corner. Tab made to Cedric Alexander. Cedric Alexander, former Heart and Soul at 205 Live. Brian Myers, of course, most professional wrestler. Former TNA Digital Media Champion. And as I said earlier, former TNA World Tag Team Champion alongside Eddie Edwards in the System. Jeff Hardy certainly wants some payback here, though. Well, I mean, you can understand Jeff Hardy's frustration with the System, with how many times they've assaulted them, attacked them, berated them under any combination. Like I said earlier, prior to freaking No Surrender, the System squashed Jeff Hardy literally with Bear Bronson. Cover with a forearm in the face by Cedric. It's a 2 count on Vincent.
But you would think he's too much of a veteran to fall for these tactics. He knows what they're doing. They're just doing that so he gets in and they can cheat.
Yeah, well, is he smarter than the Righteous at this point? And does he truly trust the Righteous? Or is there a deep, deep intuition that the Righteous might be playing them? Brian Myers. Oh, man. Nice German suplex. Cover hook on the far leg. Side press. Gets a 2 count.
That was more like a brain buster.
Yeah, more or less. I see more of that involved into being called a brain buster on Japan's side, but I'll give you that for the night. When I think of brain buster, I think you more so drop them on their head, not their back. Shoulders, the jury is out. Oh! And Myers and Bronson, Brian Myers, by the way, has been instrumental in training so many wrestlers, including AEW's Chris Statlander, thanks to Creative Pro Wrestling Academy. Now, Cedric Alexander and Brian Myers, we're getting great cohesion here. Again, as I said, the System are previous 3-time TNA World Tag Team Champions. And each of those times, Brian Myers was either with Eddie Edwards or his only inaugural run, Trevor Lee. For those that don't know, that's Grimes. But seriously, it's Trevor. All right, reversal. Vincent from the corner. So Alexander with the running forearm. And drop kick. Back in the head. Cover. Look at the far leg. And looking at Jeff the entire time. Get the 2 count.
Right in the neck. Cedric has a plan because that kick was in the neck. Now he's holding him by the neck.
We're talking about mind games. Why don't we just talk about trust here? The system's all about trust the system. We know how much Brian Myers and Cedric Alexander have trusted each other since Cedric and Bear Bronze were brought into the system. I still don't know. Carver hook on the far leg of Brian Myers and Vincent gets a 2 count. I still don't know how much the Hardys truly trust the Righteous versus respect them.
I don't fully trust the Righteous.
And again, we know that Special Agent Zero has been helping the system tonight. I would not count out Agent Zero being involved in this equation or that attack. Up and around, takes the arm down. Oh, man! Big Russian leg sweep there by Vincent, trying to breathe new life in this match. Can he make it and tag Jeff Hardy in? Jeff Hardy stands ready. That third eye might be opening. I'm not talking about Matt Sydal either. Time made it to Alexander. Time made it Jeff Hardy. And so Alexander and Jeff Hardy meeting up for the first time ever, if you can believe that, folks, in singles action. Atomic drop, catching both legs. And Vincent Jeff Hardy with the double leg drop kick follow-up. Elbow drop to the heart of Cedric as the cover hook of the far leg and a 2 count. Whew. I mean, Jeff Hardy's no stranger to working a matchup without his brother, though I will say that. Get to the midsection, though. Of course, the Hardys have been literally resurged since coming back. Oh, man! Pushed off into a spear. Great timing there by the
nice
system.
double team.
Now, Cedric. Mizunoku driver. Is it done the deal? Cover! Kick out at 2. Woof. 2-on-1 situation, though, right now. Worst case scenario for one half of the current TNA World Tag Team Champions.
You know what's crazy?
Well,
Jeff has been around long enough that he took that move from the originator.
You're not wrong, honestly. Gets the mid-side again. 2-on-1 right now. Twist of fate. And Vincent. Face first goes to Alexander and the splash. A modified plot twist and broke up by Brian Myers in the last second. I'm surprised that Vincent
given a lot of leeway.
Yeah, well, I mean, at this point, based on the animosity of who attacked Matt Hardy, and we know the system is going to challenge, oh, man, for the TNA Tag Team Championships, I can't blame the referee here. Again, Cedric and Jeff are legal, though. I must remind you, Cedric Alexander and Jeff Hardy are legal. Looking for another twist of fate. Uh-oh. And now I think Jeff's ready for the finishing touches here. Are the creatures have woken up? Jeff Hardy up to the top. Wait a second. What the hell? What's up with Tron? A Swanton bomb on Cedric Alexander. That's Matt Hardy. What the hell? Oh, no. It was too good to be true. It was too good to fucking be true. And Jeff Hardy lost their cup by Brian Myers. You saw the shock on Jeff Hardy's face. Now isolated literally with the system. Lumbar check. And the cover to an ill-righteous win for Cedric and Brian Myers. It was the Righteous that did it. with a smile on their face. Dig what I'm saying?
They were too quick to be on the scene. I told you I didn't trust them.
Well, again, we didn't know who did it, and it literally happened this past Thursday, and we saw Dutch apparently has further bludgeoned Matt Hardy. The Righteous assaulted him. And how long was this fixed in? Was it in from the get-go? Was it in since Genesis? The Righteous set themselves up for defeat against the Hardys at Genesis, might I add. What is the Righteous endgame here?
To get the tag titles themselves.
I think.
Go ahead.
I think the Righteous want the Hardys to get broken.
Well, if nothing else, I think they're psychologically broken at this point. And Vincent, seeing a prone Jeff Hardy down in the middle of the ring, walking away, damage done physically and mentally, it seems.
Nonchalant too, just hands in his pockets like nothing's even happened, like he's just taking a casual stroll down the street.
It's like he's got an emotionless face right here. It's like he feels like nothing's been wrong. Everything's been in their own mind. To Walter's point earlier, Righteous. Regardless, the Hardys are going in much more now, I feel like, with a disadvantage in more ways than one, ahead of their upcoming title match against the System at Rebellion.
We're going to get this compound match, guys.
Well, something's got to give. We talk about sacrifice tonight. The sacrifice of Matt Hardy led to Jeff Hardy's downfall here tonight against the System. We'll see soon enough what everything leads to April 11th. Rebellion, I don't know what's afterwards, but I do know this. Cleveland is about to rock with TNA Wrestling for the first time ever I can remember from the Wolfstein Center. Again, folks, stay tuned. We'll be covering TNA Rebellion. That is TNA's next big stop, their actual next pay-per-view, the second of their big four. Yeah, there's actually a company with a big four. Ain't that a crazy fucking idea?
The $1 million question, though, is will our own Ohioan be in the building?
No. Priorities are passions. It's going to be WrestleMania week, and I don't have the money, lodging, and the transportation added up together to do that. It's not happening. But to your point, we don't know what else might happen at Rebellion. And I'll be here calling it regardless if you want a silver and orange suit. That much I'll guarantee you.
Well, it looks like we'll have Leon Slater versus Cedric Alexander for the X Division Championship at Rebellion.
That's an interesting run back considering Cedric already lost Leon, but Cedric was not part of the System at the time. Much like we talk about a reboot, a restart, a second chance. Could the former Heart and Soul 205 Live become the face of the X Division? And also, as I talked about earlier, the System is going to be very busy. Bear Bronson and Brian Myers earned the chance to challenge the Hardys for the TNA World Tag Team Championships, and that will happen at Rebellion, April 11th.
As well as the king of TNA taking on the loner Elijah.
Well, considering what happened earlier tonight, I'm not surprised. And we also know that Mustafa Ali, the heinous actions aside, statement made, message sent, challenge made. Trey Miguel will defend the TNA National Championship against Mustafa Ali with the Order 4. This was also made earlier by Santana Morella. Arianna Grace will defend the TNA Knockouts World Championship against Layleen Lee's Angel Warrior partner, Zaya Brookside. Looking to bring home the gold to TNA Wrestling Thursday night, next week on Impact Live. And nope.
Well, I mean, we haven't had the Knockouts Tag Champions on the show at all.
Fuck that!
How do we leave this championship out? Gotta love it.
This might be just a promo thing.
I think it is. Gonna set up something for Impact this coming week. Because there's not enough time to do 2 more matches. They usually are pretty good. They're not AEW.
Yeah. But damn, she do kind of look elegant. I can't lie.
M by Elegance talking about how Ash is still bedridden because the fans won't stop calling her a mark, saying that the fans of the building are marks.
Mm.
It's ODB, one of the original knockouts. We saw her former knockout tag team champion partner earlier this evening in Eric Young.
I'm always hungry, bitch.
Now Heather by Elegance stepping up. Playing the numbers game. There's two of them and only one ODB, but you know ODB's got something up her sleeve. It's been around for a very long time. Happen to have a good friend here in New Orleans. Miss Taryn Terrell, former knockout champion. It's been almost 10 years since she's been in TNA.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to my hometown, bitches.
Hometown girl.
Now Mr. Elegance get involved in all this. There's three of them and now only two women.
Oh shit. Who's gonna come out now?
Calling ODB an old dirty bitch, and we all know she takes the term bitch as a compliment.
Yeah, that's kind of what it stands for, dummy. You just complimented her.
Mickey James, little hardcore country.
I thought it was gonna be Mickey James originally.
See,
No,
and
you're missing some good
no
shit.
one's missing all this because he just refuses to deal with the Elegance brand. Women that actually helped define the Knockouts division.
That's his Knockouts division, too.
Right? You listen here, Pickle Dick. I think hashtag Pickle Dick is now going to trend worldwide.
Right.
They're moving in on the ring. Mr. Elegance down. Little leg trip from Mickie James and Taryn Terrell. Luis Thez press on the Elegance brand. ODB's not even in the ring yet. Mr. Elegance grabbing the leg of ODB. And ODB just letting loose on Mr. Elegance here. And now one from Taryn Terrell. Dick punch from Mickie James. ODB chucking Mr. Elegance over the top rope. And the Knockout Originals are standing tall here in the ring at Sacrifice.
That's going to get added to Rebellion.
And the Elegance brand backing up the ramp. And we're backstage with Daria Ray and Santino Marella. Come on, Noah. Come back. It's over, Noah.
Definitely
Come
gonna get
on.
added to right?
Daria Ray either receiving or making a phone call here. Interesting. And coming up next, it is our main event. Mike Santana defending the TNA Championship against Steve Maclin.
Who just a few weeks ago was fired.
Yeah, I still don't understand that bullshit.
I actually needed that pee break, honestly, and good way to get my Mountain Dew restock. All right, glad I see back on my screen. So car wreck of airtime is finally behind me. Good deal. All right, that freaking fucking hell.
Did you see any of that? Because you missed some good shit.
Good shit, I'm sure. It was probably a promo and a legacy thing. What did I miss? Inform me.
ODB, Taryn Terrell, and Mickie James all coming out and wrecking the Elegance brand.
Okay, Mickie James makes sense. ODB makes sense based on the reason. Taryn Terrell, there's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Former TNA knockouts.
New Orleans, they're in her hometown. So
okay, that makes sense. The hometown pop. Well, God bless her. All right. Well, now
it looks like we're probably going to get some kind of trios or tag match either on the road to Rebellion or at Rebellion between the six of them.
Well, it's not like they can freaking sell out the Wolfstein Center right now with what they're freaking producing. Nonetheless, that's one way of possibly moving ticket sales. So good luck to them on that. Okay. Well, now that
that's probably when Ash will return, though, to your misfortune.
You know, I was going to say something positive.
Why did you have to go and do that, Walter? It's bad enough that we keep hyping the fact that for a $50 donation, Noah's going to sing Sweet Caroline in a white shirt. We don't need to piss him off anymore. Arianna Grace retained the title. This still looms over his head. And now you went and brought back the return of Ash by Elegance. Even though that is my icon right now that is perfectly fitting for you right now, Walter.
Why Walter sacrifices any chances of me covering Rebellion at this point if he pisses me off one more time. Let's look at the tail of the tape. TNA World Champions, of course, same height, 3-pound weight differential. Of course, my stance finish, spin the block. Why, of course, Steve Maclin is the KIA, killing a rival, DDT. Steve Maclin, former one-time world champion and former two-time international champion, the inaugural TNA national champion. And, of course, Mike Santana is a two-time TNA world champion and is the reigning defending TNA world champion. On a night where we saw Elayna Black was not extreme enough to beat Mara Sade, we saw Mustafa Ali go beyond proper etiquette and means of appropriate leadership, as he was able to crown Jada Stone and at the expense of Trey Miguel and apparently instigate the champion to get a TNA National Championship match at Rebellion. We also, of course, saw Kazarian and Flop somehow beat the hometown man Elijah. That led to a singles match. We also saw an incredible opener with Leon Slater defended the S Championship successfully against Eric Young. TNA Knockouts World Championship, it is what it is. Let's talk about that, the better. And, of course, Dani Luna, she is still uncrowned. And, of course, we also saw the Righteous, anything but righteous, show their hand, anything but freaking clean, full-on red, as Dutch was with a bludgeon, battered, bleeding Matt Hardy backstage. Jeff Hardy lost to the system, and Vincent just casually walked away. And we saw Moose literally executed on the behest of Special Agent Zero, thanks to that pre-show negotiation, why he lost to Eddie Edwards as far as the statement he did win the match. It all comes down to this. Steve Maclin, newly reinstated, thanks to the TNA World Champion Mike Santana, gets his chance at the gold against the very man that came back home at his own expense, literally a year and a half ago at Rebellion. It's main event time at TNA Sacrifice. And thank you again, everyone that's tuned in. Please subscribe, comment, tell a friend if you've enjoyed or somehow endured or want to hear more of these crazy reactions, conversations, and other play-by-play watch-along coverages for all things wrestling, including WWE, NXT, AEW, ROH, TNA, GCW, HLG, and other independent promotions galore. Produced for all the biggest shows across all things wrestling, including more New Japan and Japanese wrestling coverage. Stay tuned for further details on our watch-along schedule, of course. And again, if you've enjoyed everything, please like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. Follow Edsler Studios 2024 today on the X to continue forward with our watch-alongs. Follow the Cement brand if you want to continue with predicting, and follow the Rage of Wrestling, and follow Casting Angel Studios, J. Gilbert Sign 95, and Bad for Wrestling, and the Wrestling Collective. As of course, we get ready for our main event here tonight at TNA Sacrifice. A man that sacrificed so damn much, the days and nights away from his little girl, overcoming his own demons, becoming a better man than what he was previously. A former member of LAX underneath the leadership and guidance of Conan, alongside his brother Ortiz, came back home to become the standard of TNA wrestling, beat Josh Alexander for that spot, and went on a journey on a path of purpose to fulfill a self-made promise to become the TNA World Champion. Enters tonight's main event at Sacrifice.
You realize Maclin has a chance to flip that match on his head? He might do the opposite. He might go from fire to feast instead of feast or fire. He might become champion after supposedly being fired.
That's a fair point, considering, again, this is all about Steve Maclin saying Mike Santana is the most selfish man in the business, after Mike Santana called him the most selfless man. And Steve Maclin admitted, I was selfless, and maybe that's why I was fired, but I'm not going to be that anymore. I'm here for one thing and one thing only, myself. And it comes with, hopefully, that TNA World Championship, as Mike Santana got Steve Maclin reinstated. Let's go down to Mackenzie Mitchell for our main event introductions.
From an international champion to a possible world champ.
For the second time. Ironically enough, the first time he won was when the title was vacated against Kushida. And that stage he won it at was Rebellion. Rebellion has so many connections to Steve Maclin and Mike Santana. It's ridiculous. Steve Maclin, 38 years of age, 14 years involved in the game. As I said earlier, inaugural TNA National Champion, won it last year at Unbreakable in the end of that triple threat tournament. Mike Santana, 35 years of age, 18 years involved in the game. He is the real deal. He is the nastiest. He is from the Bronx. He is what he says he is, and he is our current two-time reigning and defending TNA World Champion. He's been champion now in this run for 72 days since beating Frankie Kazarian for it on Impact. The Impact close to premiere, might I add, on AMC. And outlasting Kazarian in a Texas death match with special guest referee Nemeth, who still could call his shot. As he hands off to Ellis Lane, the cornerstone of TNA, the TNA World Championship. He is the 65th TNA World Champion in this company's history, going all the way back to the inaugural champion. You guessed it, the Olympic gold medalist himself, Kurt Angle. You think about the legacy of this title. AJ Styles, Kurt Angle, Sting, Josh Alexander, Mr. Anderson, Rob Van Dam. Shall I continue? Moose, Alex Shelley. Moose, by the way, two-time champion. Joe Hendry. Continental tie-out here right now in the early going. As I said, when Mike Santana came home to TNA, it was at Rebellion in 2024, and he beat Steve Maclin that night, where Steve Maclin said he resigned to TNA on the dotted line.
And I damn sure was happy.
I know you've been very happy about Mike Santana. You follow this man's resurgence. Let's call it what it is. His resurgence, his restart of his career as a singles competitor since he came home to TNA wrestling. And why you've been probably the most respectful person to Mike Santana. Yeah, why you've been the most respectful person to Mike Santana. Steve Maclin's probably been the most disrespectful person ever to Mike Santana.
All right.
Average width. Ooh.
I don't know if ever, because he did have to deal with the system.
That's fair. But you figure about the road that Steve Maclin took to get to this opportunity. Assaulting him when he was fired, lest I forget, at No Surrender. And then backstage, the two couldn't be separated from each other. He got one chance to speak his mind, and he assaulted Tom Hannigan. And then he was reinstated to TNA Wrestling. Oh, man. Uh-oh, this is not going to be pretty. They're going to get straight out down, dirty, and nasty and physical tonight. You want to talk about sacrifice? This is the definition of who's going to sacrifice more of their own well-being and morals to leave with the TNA World Championship.
Yo, he made him run into that super kick. That just adds impact.
Well, and the animosity also adds to that, Walter.
Mm-hmm. But the fact that he bounced him off the rope so that he has momentum of running into the super kick.
You want to talk about me being unbiased? I think I would be safe to say this is a match where Tom Hannigan. Oh, wait. What? Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, the referee just put up the X. Calling for the TNA medical staff as Maclin falls to a knee. Wait a second. Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
I mean, to your point, though, he got rocked with that boot to the face. He went full force into that boot.
Yeah, he was running forward, and then the momentum of the kick suddenly stopped him.
Carl Silva.
This might lead to somebody calling the shot, though.
Well, we might not have a main event here unless someone does call their shot. We might have it do impromptu here. You got medical, you got the president, you got the referee all checking on Steve Maclin.
I mean, he could be playing possum.
Well, he could, but again.
We just saw this at HOG with Charles Mason, and he played it up real good.
We'll find out here, again. You see Maclin standing. Mike Santana wants Steve Maclin. Remember, Mike Santana wants Steve Maclin at his nastiest, but know that with the fact I got you reinstated, I'm going to kick your ass and take your heart out of your chest. Mike Santana doesn't want an ending like this. Mike Santana does not want to win like this. Yes, he instigated all of TNA. Yes, he instigated the champion. At the end of the day, Mike Santana, he wants to fight to prove why he is the standard, the guy. And we may well might just had Steve Maclin concussed tonight.
Yeah, I called it. I saw it. It looked lethal. He bounced off the rope into the kick.
Well, you can chant all you want. Oh, wait a minute. What the? Eddie Edwards! Eddie Edwards, what the hell? Well, right now, this title match is literally stopped dead in its fucking tracks. And here comes Eddie Edwards of the system, taking advantage against Mike Santana. No briefcase in hand, though. I mean, again, we
might have somebody bring it.
For all we know, he's going to challenge for the championship at Rebellion. I thought that was the original plan.
I don't know. It's in Ohio. You don't know if we'll get the shot call. That's the hometown.
Well, anyway, the side press on the apron, and the president is not agreeing with this action at all. We literally have a step. Nothing's been removed from ringside, folks. And right now, Eddie Edwards immediately continuing on the attack. What the fuck is supposed to? I thought he's supposed to face him at Rebellion. Double underhook by Santana. Oh, the back body drop. Mike Santana came in tonight to fight. Came in to defend the championship. If it has to be Eddie Edwards, why the fuck not?
Cash it in.
Gotta stay. Well, at this point, we don't have a match. We have a fight.
Woody!
That table coming out now. I mean, you could argue all you want with the decency of a human being. Human beings are human beings at the end of the day. I didn't want this to end with Steve Maclin this way. Eddie Edwards ringing the irons of Mike Santana. We have no official. We have no match right now. We have nobody to fight. Not blocked.
We got a brawl.
Yeah, and Eddie Edwards just got wiped out by Mike Santana. And now Santana with Eddie Edwards in his clutches. Wait a minute.
We have to throw this match out of the predictions.
Yeah, officially, this match has been officially called off. It's off the prediction leagues, but I don't think Mike Santana's night is done here. Eddie Edwards has been laid out on a table. Mike Santana's going up to the top rope. Oh, my shit! Santana, the cross body through the table.
He splashed through the wood.
Even Carlos Silva is applauding in approval. Well, there you have it. The official call for this TNA World Championship match. This is a no contest, which means Mike Santana is still TNA World Champion and has just crashed one of his threats.
Well, at least they did something on the fly.
Well, I mean, what else can you do with a situation like this where you only wish the best for a human being's mental capacity? Either way, Mike Santana did not have to sacrifice much tonight to hold on to the TNA World Championship as Eddie Edwards got wiped out through a table.
Mm-hmm.
Take a look back here at this closing moment here with this splash. Caution the win. Throwing his own well-being through Eddie Edwards through that table. Again, Eddie Edwards is supposed to be challenging, I believe, for the TNA World Championship at Rebellion. It's still nothing's official.
Yeah,
Well,
Charles. The ref put the X up, so it seems to be legit.
Well, either way, what goes around comes around sometimes when you literally have evil ways. Regardless, we sacrifice our main event with Mike Santana still standing as TNA World Champion, Eddie Edwards left in a heap, and Maclin might be concussed. But in the meantime, that officially ends TNA Sacrifice. So for the Renegade Wrestling J.J. Williams, for Mr. Robert Walter Cruz, for each and every single one of you that are tuning in, the near 300 of you, God bless you. I'm the Swimmer Noah Foster. Thanks for tuning into our coverage of TNA Sacrifice. Until next time, take a pause and Pat's in live. Have a good night. Hope to see you tomorrow for shenanigans, interview, and further coverage and commentary and some of the beginnings to come too. And we'll see you next time in and out here at the Super Lava Studios. We want to remind you, protect your mentality and always just enjoy life and enjoy wrestling. Thank you so much. This has been TNA Sacrifice. That was absolutely abrupt. Walter, cut the fucking feed.